Hey, chat. Good evening. We have an interesting one tonight. And something, I don't know if you guys are a little different. It's a civil trial, but it's a pretty interesting civil trial and what's going to be alleged. So we're going to take a look at this. But I want to welcome everybody for being here. Welcome to the show. Yes, Cardi B. And I get it. A bunch of you are going to sit there and act all hip and cool. Be like, I don't know who this colored chick is. I don't like rap music. Rah, rah. Like, I get it. You're going to crash out. I don't like this ethnic music. I don't care. It's cool. Pampa tamp. On that. Pamper tamper on that one. In the meantime, though, we are going to be discussing the case of Cardi B. And if you guys don't know who Cardi B is, this is Cardi B. She is a rapper. And she's a rapper with a lot of legal issues. She's had all kinds of legal issues, chat. She has ongoing lawsuits. She has sued a bunch of people previously. Cardi B is actually being sued right now for battery and assault for a concert. There's a bunch of things she's got. So she has also Cardi B has been involved in a federal copyright infringement lawsuit. She survived. She actually won. A jury agreed with her that she wasn't copyright infringing. And what was she infringing? She had a back tattoo, and the artist sued her, and she won. Like, she's got a bunch of things here. Also, she is very famous for, if you follow AV, the Southern Power Lead Attorney, or I think Kat, I saw you're here. Cardi B sued Tasha K for defamation and won like $4 million on it. Won like $4 million on things from Cardi. Cardi B won like $4 million. And on top of all of this, she is also has pled guilty to assault before. That she has attacked people at a strip club, all kinds of things. So she's got a very storied history. I mean, she's like a real rapper at this point. Yeah, she likes to go to court. On this stuff. Now, what's this one about? This case is a little bit different here. So what are we dealing with? And it's all about Cardi B. She was pregnant back in 2018. She had a kid, and she is alleged to have assaulted her security guard, Emani Ellis. And what is Cardi B alleging? Well, she's alleging that the security guard was trying to film her pregnancy and get like stuff to leak to TMZ, things like that. And basically leak the whole, like, get shots of Cardi B being pregnant out there and sell it for money, because certainly that's the only reason why you'd be taking pictures of it. So she's accused of doing that. And as this was happening, Cardi B, like, the allegations are basically Cardi B started whooping on her ass for that. And Emani Ellis claiming that she had very disfiguring injuries. She even lost her job. So they plan on introducing witnesses to support this case. And that's Cardi B's thing, is basically she deserved what was coming to her. Winter Soldier says she's not a whore. I didn't say she was. But it'll be very interesting what we do from here. So Cardi B is yeah. Anyway, low impulse control, you say, maybe. But if somebody was actually doing this, I think it's fully justified in her tuning them up. So let's get started. This is a case that's been filed, and we are behind. I didn't know this thing existed till 2.0 brought it to my attention. And she was just looking around and found it. So We got day 1. We're going to catch up into day 2. And remember, chat, we could speed run this. Is it true the judge has to tell the gallery to shut up? Yeah. Well. And once again, chat, if you're going to go, well, I don't know what these color folk are. Read the description. Read the description. We're not all doing this. Yes, Tasha K called Cardi B a whore. Yes. But anyways, this is Cardi B. If you don't know who she is, guys, I can't help you anymore from this. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. She was nothing but a prosty without Kodak. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of how she got her start. You know. And then, she, like her first big song was Bodak Yellow, which a pretty good song. But yeah, she was with Kodak Black is kind of what got her going. So here we go, chat. We are going to get started on this. So here we go. There's a bit of an issue here, chat. Hold on one second. Yeah, hold on here. We're going to get some closed captioning going here. We're going to catch up here. So this is some opening arguments. We don't get to hear these.
For a lack of interest in the case, she is.
And actually, hold on here. I'm going to see if we go back to Court TV, do they cover this better? See if Court TV's got it.
Yes.
Yeah, so see, this is not going to work because Court TV's a little behind. They had everybody had technical difficulties here, so we're just going to go back to what we got. All right. So here we go. Remember, Cardi B is the defendant, so she goes second.
Today are like promises. We're promising you what we're going to show, and at the end of the trial, and I want you to remember the promises, because at the end of the trial, I'm going to ask you who kept their promises and who didn't.
No, guys, it's not live. This is from yesterday.
Obviously, both sides can't tell their side of the story at the same time. That would be chaos. So in our system, the person who filed the lawsuit gets to go first. You've heard many times today that it's very important that you keep an open mind, that you hear both sides of the story before, both sides of the evidence, both sides' documents, before you make a decision or come to any conclusions. It is the only way to be fair to both sides, that you hear all of the evidence and not just jump to conclusions. Now, this is what we expect the evidence will show. First, Cardi is a loving mother to 3 young children and a devoted daughter and sister in a tight-knit family. She came from a very humble beginning. She is a successful recording artist now, but she was born in poverty in New York City's Washington Heights. She worked very hard to get where she is. In 2015, she joined the cast of a reality show called Love and Hip Hop New York. And from there, she all of a sudden got all these followers. And that ended up with her becoming a Grammy.
Oh, chat, you guys are asking. This is in California where it got filed.
Award-winning and critically acclaimed recording artist. Now, second, the evidence will show that in late February 2018, Cardi was about 4 months pregnant with her first child, excuse me. It was early in her pregnancy. She came out to Los Angeles for work, basically, related to the MBA event. And she asked a friend, or she asked someone to recommend a gynecologist. She wanted to just check. And so she made an appointment, or an appointment was made for her, to see a gynecologist at a medical building in Beverly Hills. They took special steps to make sure this was private. The appointment was on a Saturday afternoon. The doctor, the gynecologist, had arranged for his staff to leave early. Her normal security person did not join her, because what could happen? She was going into he stayed in the car, she was going into a doctor's office, so what could possibly happen? And what happened was plaintiff. the evidence will show that plaintiff had her phone to her ear when the elevator opened as Cardi was trying to make her way to her doctor's office. She was a patient. And the plaintiff stated out loud, "Wow, that was Cardi B." Cardi turned around and saw the plaintiff holding up her phone, filming or photographing her. And Cardi said, "Why are you doing that? Why do you think you can photograph me?" Just steps away from my doctor's office, and the evidence will show that plaintiff's response was a belligerent "because I can." Now, you will hear evidence that plaintiff continued to follow Cardi as Cardi tried to get to her doctor's office. Evidence that plaintiff continued to yell at Cardi. That when people from the doctor's office came out and told plaintiffs to stop, saying, "You're a security guard, what are you doing?" That plaintiff continued, and when someone intervened and got between them, plaintiff started taking swings at Cardi B. As Cardi B backed up and backed up, Cardi B was, facing someone, with all respect, who testified and admitted that she was 240, 250 pounds, wearing black military boots, hovering over Cardi, yelling and screaming at her and taking swings at her, trying to get to her beyond the person who was trying to intervene, trying to calm things down. Now, I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but there will be evidence that it was plaintiff who yelled, "I will fuck your shit up." That's when someone intervened and dragged plaintiff to an elevator and said, "You have to leave. You have to leave." You will hear Cardi's testimony that she both feared for her unborn baby, this was her first pregnancy, and a very large woman was advancing towards her, and she was utterly confused that a security guard would be her attacker. Importantly, plaintiff has repeatedly changed her story over the last 7 years. You will hear evidence that, under oath, she stated in what is called discovery, Cardi beat her about the head and body. Under oath, she said that. You will hear evidence that plaintiff stated, Cardi scratched plaintiff's nose. You will hear evidence that the story then changed, that Cardi had said scratched plaintiff's cheek, and you will hear evidence that plaintiff also said Cardi never touched her. That is the evidence that you will hear. And to put it mildly, we expect the evidence will establish that plaintiff is not telling the truth. Now, there's been this allegation that that Cardi got plaintiff fired. But we expect...
Your Honor, we'll discuss this issue.
Assisting claims was withdrawn.
I apologize.
The claim was withdrawn.
Oh. Well, that's nice. I didn't know that. So there is no employment claim? Okay. You've been very patient. The case just got smaller, but we still have a lot of evidence to put on, and I thank you for your patience, and thank you for keeping an open mind and waiting until you hear both sides. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Well, that's interesting.
Right, we're going to begin with the presentation of evidence at this point in time. Does plaintiff have a witness to call?
Yes, Your Honor. Plaintiff calls Emani Ellis to stand as our first witness.
Thank you.
I would say that you stand right next to the property. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Emani Ellis. Last name is Ellis.
Your first name, please.
Emani, yes, Emani.
Perfect. Thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
So that's interesting. This guy looks like the dude from he looks like the Jigsaw guy from Saw. Hello, would you like to play a game? But no, isn't that interesting? I mean, so it wasn't clear who was security guard, how this all worked out. She was a security guard at the building. And now one of the claims are dismissed, and they're starting out with the victim right now. So that outfit does not make her look good. No, she doesn't. So Dr. Coffin Nails, you were great on Kino Casino. Wish they had you on more often. Hey, you know what? I mean, it's good in limited amounts. I mean, I could be on there when they talk about stuff, but that's, they know what they're doing. They're running a successful show. So I leave it to them. Leave it to them. Did he just call that fact skank? Yes. And Spoonie Samurai says 7 years. Yeah. Because this is a civil case. It's been dragging on. And a lot of this has probably been, they don't want to go to, remember, as a civil attorney, if you've gone to trial, you've failed. You're trying to get a settlement as a plaintiff's attorney. When you go to trial as a civil attorney, you are losing money. So I'm sure that the security guards, attorneys are like, this is not the best thing for them. But that is kind of where they are right now. But now they're going to call her. This is interesting. Like, this is going to be, like, they're going to make or break this here. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting, chat. Kind of interesting. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So, that was my best appearance. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's Tobin Bell is this guy's name. Is this a jury trial? Yes, Clippy. This is a civil jury trial. But here we go. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it down just a hair.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ellis. For the record, how old are you?
32.
And on the date of February 24th, 2018, what were you doing?
I was at work on duty as a security guard.
Where were you?
The address of the building was 8920 Wilshire Boulevard.
And for how long
Shout out Coach Red Pill, Wilshire Boulevard.
had you been working as a security guard as of 2018?
For 4 years.
And what did it take to become a licensed security guard?
You have to get fingerprinted, and it's
They are not hiding her identity, chat. There's pictures of her already testifying, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, though. But I don't know what's going on here, but we'll kind of have to deal with it.
into the state of California for approval.
And do you have any criminal record?
No.
Could you become a security guard if you have a criminal record?
No.
Have you ever assaulted and battered anybody in your lifetime?
No.
Were you using your telephone to take photographs of the defendant when you saw her exit the elevator?
No.
So if you could just tell us in your own words, when you got to the 5th floor, you were doing your rounds, you saw Cardi B, what did you say?
I said something along the lines of, that looks like Cardi B, or wow, that's Cardi B.
Were you talking to anybody at that time?
No.
For sure.
Yes.
Were you entering the elevator?
I was, yes.
Did you actually go inside the elevator?
I did, yes.
And did Cardi B exit the elevator?
She did, yes.
And then what happened?
After she heard me say her name, she turned back around, and the first thing out of her mouth was, excuse my language, was, why the fuck are you telling people that you see me? At this time, I tried to calm her down and assure her that I didn't tell anyone that I seen her, and she was extremely upset.
And what did she tell you after that?
Then, excuse my language again, but she said, yes, the fuck you did, and then she put her finger in my face.
When she put her finger in your face, did she have long fingernails?
She did.
And approximately how long were her fingernails on the date when she put them in your face?
About 2 to 3 inches long.
When you
Cardi B is known for having really long, old hooker fingernails.
have seen different pictures and videos of Cardi B, you notice that she has long fingernails in those videos and photographs.
Yes.
When you saw her today, did you notice that her fingernails were very short?
Yes.
Does she usually wear them that short? Objections?
It's also less convictions, the same.
Have you seen, well, strike that. For how long, were you a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
I was.
What kind of fan were you?
I enjoyed her music. I was interested in going to a concert. I didn't have any problem with her.
Did you ever go to see her in concert?
I had tickets to go to see her, but I never went after this incident.
And when were you supposed to go see her in concert?
I'm not sure of the date. It was sometime in 2018.
And you're very close with your grandmother, Diane Schmidt, is that correct?
Correct.
How old is your grandmother?
She's 79.
Does she have information about this incident objection? Did you show your grandmother the scar on your left cheek after February 24th of 2018?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Did you show the cut on your left cheek after February 24th of 2018 to your grandmother, Diane Schmidt?
Yes.
And what year were you born?
1992.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I'm the oldest of 5.
And your grandmother has seen you regularly from birth up to the present time?
Yes.
And what about your mother? Did you live with your mother up until a certain point?
Until the age 19.
Did you sustain any? Well, straight. Let me take you a little bit back to you. So, when you were at the building and Cardi B exited the elevator on February 24, 2018, what were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words. And again, excuse my language, but she was like, "Fuck you, you fat ass bitch. That's why I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna get you fired. Nigga this, nigga that, bitch ass nigga. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah," she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs. Just.
Well, you is a hoe, and she's allowed to use racial slurs. She's allowed to be racial, chat. Use a hoe. It's like, well, she's allowed to say that. What race is security guard? She black. From what I can tell. Can they both lose? Yes, it does sound like Cardi B, all right. And Trix later is like, I'm a fan now. Oh.
A lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Why did you exit the elevator to speak with her after she said what she said?
I wanted to clarify the misunderstanding.
Did you also want her to leave because she was causing a disturbance?
At that time, she was causing a disturbance. She was yelling and screaming, and I didn't want her to leave.
And as a security guard, were you working there as an extension of the owner to be able to make that kind of call, whether somebody should be told to leave because they're causing a disturbance?
Objection of leading my foundation calls for legal business.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I'm going to ask you a different question. Did the landlord hire you as a security guard to protect its building?
Yes.
Overruled.
And did you do that?
Yes.
For how long?
For about 4 years.
During those 4 years, did you ever have a problem with anybody else?
Never.
Not one time.
Not as far as I can remember, no. Not a perfect employee, but a good employee.
Well, did you ever harass the shit out of celebrities besides Cardi B? Like, I'm surprised at these places, they don't teach these security guards, like, listen, you dented retard. Discretion is part of our job. You're supposed to be quiet about shit.
Did the defendant take a swing at you?
She did.
When she took a swing at you, it didn't hit your body, right?
No.
Yeah, this is not credible to me, too.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
As a result of the cut to your face, did you have to see 2 different plastic surgeons?
Yes,
Did you undergo plastic surgery?
I did.
Your Honor, if I may show exhibit number 7.
What happened with the photograph? You never disclosed it.
Only 2 photographs that we discussed already.
I'm gonna let him show the photographs.
For the record,
What's that?
I'm sorry, for the record, read that.
Oh, can you just identify by number?
Yes,
Each
sir.
one?
Would it be okay to get one of those books? Your Honor, I would like to show exhibit 7-001.
Understanding you're objecting to their admission, do you want them to lay foundation, or are we going to stipulate foundation?
Well, that's right, but
You want
I
to
think you're
stipulate?
asking him what is the foundation.
Do you want them to lay a foundation? You stipulate so.
No, we don't.
Okay. Then why don't you show the photograph to your client first to identify what it is?
Yes, sir. If you can look into that notebook on your right, there'll be a number 7.
So they're gonna just do some evidence here real quick. Hold on.
Recently, did you,
So here you go. There she is, chat. You get to see her now finally.
at some point recently, did you go to the building? And accompany people from my office to take photographs of the incident?
Yes.
And the purpose of taking the photographs were to show where the incident occurred and give the jury understanding of what kind of building we're looking at, we're dealing with?
Yes.
And you feel it's important that they see that?
Absolutely.
Your Honor, may I publish that? 7-001?
You only have her authenticate number with the first page. You just want to have her come through it and
Sure.
verify the photographs you're taking.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll do so. If you can look at 7-001 through 7-022, if you look at all those photographs, are those photographs of the building where you worked on February 24th, 2018?
Yes.
And if you look towards the end, 7-022, is that the area where the incident took place?
One second. Yes.
Can I show them to?
Yeah, just identify them as you publish.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a referee in court? I don't know, chat. Somebody gonna throw a dildo? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to show exhibit 7-001.
You guys, God damn, you women are nasty out there. But I'd love to see, like, well, apparently you didn't get fucked up that bad because your plastic surgeon's good, or how much spackle is on. Like, if she was fucked up, she should be showing that injury. That's kind of like personal injury 101. You show the injury off. Like, unspackled, you come in, that's visible. But it looks like she spackled over anything.
Ms. Ellis, is this the photograph that we discussed, which is the outside of the building where you worked at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard, Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Okay, 7-002, is this a closer picture of the same building?
Correct.
And this is a 6-story building in the city of Beverly Hills. It's an older building, correct?
Correct.
And then 7-003, we're getting closer to the front.
Correct.
7-004, is that the front entrance of the building where you work?
Yes.
Okay, 7-005, another photograph of the same front, closer up.
Yes.
7-006, you see that photograph? Is that the inside of the lobby of the building where you work?
Yes.
And 7-007, was that security booth there when you worked there? Do you remember?
It was.
Did you sit behind that security booth?
I did.
And on the date of the incident, were you wearing your uniform?
Yes.
7-007 is a photograph of that booth where you sit. 7-008, was that sign there on the date when you worked there?
Yes.
7-009, these are the elevators that guests and visitors of the building would take to get upstairs, is that correct?
Yes.
And on the date of the incident, do you remember if you took the elevator to get to the
5th floor or maybe just the stairs? You remember?
I'm not sure.
All right, if I can take, we're going to stick. Just go through it fast. 7-010. Is this a photograph of the elevator which Cardi B got out of on February 24, 2018?
Yes.
And that's the elevator that you entered, correct?
Yes.
It's a relatively small elevator, isn't it?
Yes.
And 7-011. Is that a photograph of the elevator area where the incident took place that we took recently?
Yes.
On the then obviously on the day of the incident, you were there. It was a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Was it this way with garbage all around there or not?
Not at that time. No.
7012 and 7013 and 7014 and 7015 are photographs of the hallway leading up to the elevator bay, correct?
Yes.
And did Miss Cardi B walk down the hallway after she spoke with you and came back, or did everything happen right at the elevator bay?
She did. She came out and looked around, and then when she heard what I said, she turned back around to approach me.
So if we could go to 7-021.
It's a hallway check.
This is where the entire incident took place, correct?
Yes.
And on the day of the incident, after the incident happened, were you intending to sue?
No.
Is that why you didn't take photographs?
Assisting.
Why didn't you take photographs of the cut to your face or any injury you sustained after the assault and battery?
Foundation argument.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Why did you not take photographs of the scar after the incident?
I was upset. I was a lot going on. I'm not sure.
And you were not intending to sue, is that correct?
Did your fucking plastic surgeon take a picture? Because they normally do when they're doing like plastic surgery. They do befores and afters. Like nobody decided to. No one documented it. Bull.
Were you intending to sue Cardi B at that moment when the incident occurred?
No, I was not.
Please read the description. She was attacked by Cardi B. Allegedly.
In addition to being a security guard, did you have an interest in criminal justice?
Yes.
What were the classes that you took or were going to take?
I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice administration.
And after
Not a
this
real
incident,
degree.
you continue on that path?
I chose a different career field.
What is your current career at this time?
I work in social services.
And what do you do? Who do you work with?
I work with low-income families to access resources.
Oh God! Imagine this lady being your caseworker. Imagine this lady being your caseworker. Like, you know, you're trying. Like, can you help me get EBT? And she starts throwing hands.
Did Miss Cardi B, after this incident, post different things about you to her fans?
She did.
And how many different instances?
Probably about 2.
And did you do the same thing back to her?
Never.
After the incident, did you seek medical treatment from a psychologist, Nicole McKenzie?
Yes.
And that was approximately 2 months after the incident?
Correct.
What did Dr. McKenzie do for you?
She provided therapy, counseling therapy.
Was it helpful?
I believe it was at the time.
Before the
Therapy?
incident, did you ever have any type of psychological or psychiatric medical treatment?
You need therapy for this shit?
Can I answer it? Okay. Something happened with my sister and a neighbor. My family was given therapy on behalf of that. That was all I know.
And how long ago was that before the incident?
Over 10, 15 years ago before the incident.
So approximately what year was that?
I'm not sure.
And was there a gap between the completion of
Well, as Papa Roach says, the scars remind us that the past is real. So, even the camera's like, I'm out. I'm out.
Sustained. Please disregard the prior answer.
Did you go to Nicole McKenzie because you were assaulted and battered on February 24th of 2018
Thanks, Whiskey.
by
Yeah.
Cardi B?
Objection.
Overruled.
No, she's not fighting the lady
Yes.
at Footwalker.
Did you go there for any other reason?
No.
And around that time, did you also seek medical treatment from Dr. John Scher?
I did.
And he's a cosmetic plastic surgeon? Or
Yeah.
was?
He was, yes.
Is it your understanding that he died in 2021?
Yes.
And when you saw him, did he advise you that you needed to wait at least 1 year to determine if the cut became a scar?
Objection. Hearsay and legal.
Why don't you rephrase?
Yeah.
Did Dr. Scher ask you to return approximately 1 year after he saw you for the first time?
He did.
Why did he ask you to wait 1 year?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know why he asked you to wait for a whole year before seeking medical treatment?
Objection by foundation.
He said he was going to treat it prematurely and for me to come back.
Did the scar become a keloid?
It made a scar, yes.
Do you know if it's called a keloid or you're not sure?
I'm not sure if it's called keloid.
Before the incident of February 24th, 2018, did you have any scars to your left cheek?
Never.
Did you have any scars anywhere in your face?
Never.
At some point, well, straight. Do you remember the pandemic in April of 2020?
I do.
You remember that there was a period of time where elective medical treatment was not allowed?
Yes.
What about the cost of the treatment? Could you afford to pay $15,000, $20,000 to get plastic surgery to your face?
No.
Did Dr. Mulliken agree to treat you on a lean basis?
He did.
And when you got medical treatment on a lean basis, is it your understanding that regardless of the outcome of the case, you still owe Dr. Mulliken the fees for the treatment that he did? Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Did you also see a pain management doctor for one visit?
I did.
Did you also treat with different psychologists, including Alex Avila and other psychologists on October 8th, 22 through July 2nd of 23?
Objection. It's violation of the order of any motion to eliminate.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Did you seek treatment from psychologists, including Alex Avila and other psychologists from October 8th, 22 through July 2nd of 23?
Same objection.
Overruled.
Correct, yes.
And for that psychological treatment, did Dr. Avila's office agree to treat you on a leave basis?
They did, yes.
For Nicole McKenzie, did you, with the medical bills totaling $5,087 from her office for medical treatment that you received related to this incident?
Objection. Legal by foundation.
Sustained.
Is it your understanding that your total medical bills related to this incident are $36,000?
You need to start with the foundation. You need to establish what she knows and how she knows.
And you're right. Did you receive medical bills at your home from these different medical providers?
I'm not sure.
Did some of the medical providers send you bills to your home?
I'm sure, yes.
Did some of the medical providers that I mentioned advise you of the amounts that they were charging you for their medical treatment?
Yes.
Was the medical treatment that you received from these medical providers beneficial to you?
It was.
Do you still suffer from psychological issues related to this incident?
Objection.
Sustained.
I do, yes.
The objection was sustained.
I'm sorry.
Sustained.
Your Honor.
The judge says sustained that you don't answer.
I apologize.
Going to be an interesting line of questioning here. I kind of like this. I agree,
How
it's
often,
lazy, but it's interesting what they're going for.
Since this incident, February 24th of 2018, how often do you see your grandmother, Diane Schmidt?
Objection, elements.
Once a month
And where does she live?
in Las Vegas.
Did you say what's the line? Hold on here.
Once a month.
Oh, that's just once a month. That's just what's the line? It's like, fuck.
And where does she live?
In Las Vegas.
And she's here today to testify on your behalf.
She is.
Do you know how old your grandmother is?
79.
Do you have respect for authority?
Yes.
Sustained.
Where does your grandmother live?
Las Vegas.
Do you ever visit your grandmother in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And for what reason did you visit Las Vegas to visit your grandmother?
To check on her. She's a senior.
Do you take any medication or drugs?
No.
Do you drink alcohol regularly?
No.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your expectations are when you worked security at that building on February 24th of 2018?
Are you asking me what were my duties today?
What were your expectations? What was your expectation from visitors or guests who were coming to that building on that day?
Sustained.
When you worked security on February 24th of 2018, did the owner hire you to do security for them?
Yes.
And why did they hire you?
Objection, called for speculation, that's foundation.
Sustained.
And after this incident, you decided to discontinue working as a security guard. We're not blaming it on the incident, but we're saying that, I want to be clear that after this incident, you have decided that you're no longer going to work as a security guard, correct?
Yes.
And before the incident happened, did you have that intention, or did that intention come about after the incident occurred?
Objection, compound.
It came after the incident. I had plans of promoting, moving up, definitely staying at that job.
Did you, well, I'll strike that. Did you ever want to become a police officer?
I did.
Do you still want to become a police officer?
No.
And why is that?
I was deeply traumatized about what happened.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your trauma that you suffered from this incident?
I mean, it's a good thing this is what, like, freaked her out because, God, she probably would have killed somebody on the job.
Yes. I deal with anxiety.
Oh, my God.
deal with
Yeah, oh,
depression.
my God. Jillian. Yes, this is 100% Baps. She got the Baps haircut. Oh, my God. That is amazing that you bring that up like that. Oh, my God. That's amazing. Holy shit balls. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I wasn't even thinking about that, but yes, that is correct. That is hilariosus. So anyways, but yeah, we're gonna keep moving here. She is that.
Post-traumatic stress. I have a scar on my face. I deal with insomnia. things like that.
Do you believe that the incident, are you single at this time?
I am.
Were you single at the time of the incident?
I'm not sure.
Do you believe that this incident has an effect on your future ability to have a partner?
Objection, last foundation, cultural expert testimony.
Assisting.
How bad is it? We can't see how bad it is on her face. How ruined is her face? I can't. We can't see it. You need to take your face off. We can't see it. I mean, how do we know like how bad it is? Did she cut your puss or what? Yeah, Cardi B gave me insomnia and made me scared of velociraptors. That she spat on me and called me fat. Pretty much. This is bullshit personal injury stuff, guys. This is how it all goes.
Do you expect Cardi B to pay for your medical bills?
Objection.
Assisting. So,
Aside from calling you the N-word, spitting at you, taking a swing at you, cutting your face with her fingernails, is there anything else that she did on February 24th, 2018 to you?
I mean, the whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
Did she ever apologize for what you did?
Never,
Did you want her to apologize?
of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
all right, cross again.
Cardi B's like, bitch.
And it's okay, I'll use the podium. With a slight adjustment. Good afternoon, Ms. Ellis.
Here is shit.
Your lawyer showed you photos of the building that you were working on at as a security guard in February 2018. Do you know the name of the building?
I don't know the name.
Was it Beverly Hills Medical Center?
It could have been, yes.
It was a medical facility, right?
Yes.
And the incident that you claim happened that day happened at approximately 1:30 p.m.?
Approximately, yes.
And you knew at the time, when you saw Cardi B, that she was going to a medical appointment, correct?
I didn't know where she was going, but she was at the building.
And you understood that she was going to a medical appointment, right?
She was going to an appointment, yes.
And it was a medical building, right?
Yes.
And your deposition was taken, and you said that you testified under oath in your deposition. Let me ask, do you remember your deposition was taken in this action?
Yes.
Do you remember taking an oath at the deposition to tell the truth?
Yes.
And that under the same penalties of perjury that apply in this courtroom, for example, correct?
Yes.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go, chat. This is going to be good.
And you testified that you understood when you saw Cardi B that she was going to a medical appointment, right?
Yes.
Now,
Here we go.
after this incident, you talked to your supervisor at Allied, right?
Yes.
And she told you to submit a incident report, correct?
Yes.
True.
And you emailed an incident report to your supervisor 2 days later, right?
I don't know about 2 days, but I sent it to her, yes.
And it was by email.
I'm not sure how she received it.
Your Honor, if you may, I'd like to show the witness the incident report that she did not produce in discovery.
To refresh your recollection.
I would object to that based on authenticity. It's not about.
Completely admitted to refresh your recollection. Overruled.
Finish your copy, please. This is a document that we got from Allied pursuant to a trial subpoena. And it's not in the book. So let me provide a copy. Should I hand it to the clerk?
You can push.
I'm sorry? Oh, thank you, Ron. Let's make sure. Here we go. Does that refresh your memory that you sent an email to your supervisor on February 26, 2018?
Okay,
Do you recall that now?
I don't, but I'm looking at what you gave me.
And that's your email address, right?
Yes,
And it's addressed to your supervisor, Jessica?
yes,
And it's dated February 24, 2018? So I apologize, it's dated February 26, 2018, and the subject is 224-18 incident report. You see that?
I see it, yes.
Now, before we talk more about that incident report, do you remember receiving in this case discovery requests that you had to verify under oath, where people asked you questions and got documents?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's see if we can refresh your recollection. With.
Which one is it?
If I may, Your Honor, to explain counsel that it's plaintiff's response and objection to defendant Cardi B's demand for production of documents, set 2. And, yeah, but, sure, thank you. Look at the last 2 pages, is that a verification by you, signed by you, under oath, that the statements in the response are true and correct?
I'm sorry, were you asking me?
Is that your signature on the last page? Sure?
Yes,
And you verified that, you signed stating that under penalty of perjury, the statements in the document are true, correct?
yes.
Well, there we go. They're gonna hit her, chat. They're gonna hit her.
I'm not sure.
Well, please look at it. You can please look at pages 5 and 6. The plaintiff has no emails related to this lawsuit.
Are you asking me about this email on the paper?
I'm asking you about the response. You made a discovery in this case stating that under oath you have no emails that relate to this incident. Is that
Well, that's
correct?
correct. I don't have access to this email anymore.
Okay. So you're, well, okay. Let's go back. Actually, we have one other response, another sworn response. Your Honor, I would like to show the witness plaintiff's responses to defendant Cardi B's special interrogatories, which rather than asking for documents, ask for information. May I approach?
Go ahead. Where's the date of the document?
It was served on January 3rd, 2024, and the verification is dated January 30, 2024. Yeah? Cool. And that's your signature at the last page, verified under oath that the statements in the document are true and correct?
Better
I see what you're saying.
too.
Okay, and you understood that you were verifying under oath that the statements in that document were correct?
Yes,
And in that document as well, you said you had no emails related to this incident, this lawsuit, right?
I'm not sure if I said that in this document, but
Could you please look at pages 4 to 5? In fact, you say it 5 times. If memory serves, it's in bold.
okay.
And you never produced the email that you sent to your supervisor on February 26th in 2018 in this lawsuit, did you?
I don't have access to that email, sir.
My question to you is, did you ever produce that email?
I'm not sure. I know what you're asking.
Did you ask, you had discovery obligations, yes, did you ask Allied for a copy of the email that you are now testifying you couldn't access?
I wasn't in communication with Ally.
Okay, so let's talk about what you said on the email to your supervisor 2 days after the incident. If you look at page 1, it states that you were the daytime guard on duty at 8920 Vulture Boulevard. You were on patrol, and I had, quote unquote, I had 2 cell phones, the work phone and also my personal phone. I had my cell phone to my ear. Do you see that language?
Okay,
Do you see the language?
I see it, yes.
And you wrote that 2 days after the incident?
I don't remember writing this, but if this is what you have, then
Your Honor, I would ask that you read the whole sentence for completeness.
I don't have it in front of me, so I don't know that, but to the extent.
Well, that's the portion I intend to read. I mean, he's welcome to read whatever he wants to read.
Well, you just
That
read
is
half the
true.
sentence. would be unfair for me.
Why don't you provide a corporate?
Yeah, that's true. Like, you can introduce the part you want to read. I'm introducing the part I want to read.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me actually include the declaration that came with it. About like,
Ooh, so they got the declarations attached to everything. So not only her depositions, but her sworn declarations. Ooh, buddy. She's like, I didn't write that. I didn't write that. That's what white people do.
sir.
He's gonna deny everything.
Too much stuff.
Somebody's laying the tape down, it sounds like.
It does appear to be a narrative, so if you want to read everything in context.
Should I read it, or you're asking me to read it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. And does that sense, Your Honor?
Just read it. Whatever it is, make sure it's in context.
Okay, thank you. Again, the context is that you stated in this that you are a daytime guard on duty at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. Per usual, I was conducting a routine patrol of the building premises, and as part of that patrol, I checked the rooftop, all tenants, levels, and parking garages. At approximately 13:30 hours, and just to clarify, that is 1:30, correct?
Yes.
I was finishing a patrol on the 5th floor of the building. In my hand, I had 2 cell phones, the AUS work phone, and I also had my personal cell phone. I held my cell phone to my ear, checking my voicemail because my mother is recovering from cancer and is in chemotherapy, so sometimes I don't get the calls and have to check the voicemails. You remember that?
I'm reading it with you, yes.
And are you telling me you have no recollection of this 2-page email detailing the event that you've sued over?
I remember writing an incident report and sending it over.
Well, do you recall also that you produced in this case your T-Mobile cell phone records, correct?
Yes.
And if I could, I believe that's something we can display because it is an exhibit.
Can you share, Your Honor, may I ask if they can share the exhibit number, please?
So why don't we, just to move things along, why don't we take our afternoon break now? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take an afternoon break. Since we have a couple things to discuss and I need to give the court reporter some time off, why don't we
Remember, chat, the issue is in California, these court reporters are heavily unionized and have very limited schedules. So just like the ASAP Rocky trial. But, I think this girl's about to get her ass beat here, but that's coming.
resume back at 3:15? And we can discuss this case with anyone, including other jurors. Don't formulate opinions. We're doing research about the case. We will see you at 3:15.
All right, chat, let's skip ahead.
We're probably not exactly sure.
Okay, so the judge is going to... The judge is about to figure out what the hell's going on.
I'm not exactly sure what has happened. Did we not exchange exhibits? Do we not have joint trial records? What's going on here?
I apologize. This is what we have tried to convey. Since July, we've been trying to work with this gentleman to get his exhibits and to finish the exhibit, the joint exhibit list. We have filed the memorandum with a declaration that shows me in August repeatedly asking.
Okay, let's fast forward.
I think they should have the witness excused and out of the room in case they talk about stuff involving her. But okay.
Maybe there's a lack of meeting occurring. Do you have all their documents yet?
At 8:45, he handed it to me.
Okay.
And we.
That's at 8:40. Wow, chat. This is real life. This is real life, chat. When did you give me the documents? Like fucking 20 minutes ago? Like, this is real life, chat. Oh, buddy. That's real life right there. This ain't federal court. This ain't a murder case. Let me tell you what.
Previously produced the documents and produced them as trial exhibits by service at 11:47 on Friday, which he disputes happened, but I have a good service.
Okay.
And if I may, my colleague would like to add something.
Mayor, I just want to be clear that on Wednesday, I was moving my son into college. We got a message from the council that the court wanted us to make change to the documents. He did not respond, because Peter said, this is detailed in something we filed with the court, letter after letter after letter, he did not respond to. He already filed his documents to the court on Tuesday when he's leaving me voicemail saying, the court is telling us we have to make changes to the documents and submit them. The documents that were filed were not filed by documents. He was leaving voicemail saying we have to get the documents filed while he already filed the documents. Yeah, I just wanted you to know, that those are not our documents.
Exhibits. Do you have you got their exhibits this morning?
We got the exhibit book this morning.
Okay.
Art. Sorry, I'm trying to not trip over a wire. And I apologize for that, that almost killed me. I think what I'm about to say is correct, but one of these lawyers will correct me if I'm wrong. We initially, before the final trial status conference, filed what we had and claimed that we had not heard from counsel. The court admonished everyone to cooperate. We identified 3 remaining open issues and repeatedly asked him to identify the documents. He has these exhibits, for his exhibits, he had these generic references to medical records, things like that. We asked him, and he was asking us for authenticity, and we said, give us the documents so we know what we're stipulating to. We did not get a response to any of those questions. He then unilaterally, well, as we got closer to the, he unilaterally last week filed these trial documents, which we understood he was saying us to review, pursuant to what Ms. Morgan said, and found out only on Saturday they didn't actually file them. Yesterday, we, to at least show our side of it, because he doesn't include everything that we put in, filed our own unjoined and jury instructions and everything. So it is extremely confusing, I understand that, but there is no agreed upon joint exhibit list. There is no agreed upon joint witness list. Our witness list, for example, includes Tierra Malcolm. His doesn't. Things like that.
Okay. Do you have all their exhibits now?
Yes, sir. I'm not clear what he's talking about. The court's order says we're supposed to bring them 5 books today. I brought 5 exhibit books today. I gave him one, and I distributed it to the court. And he's giving me his book. So I don't know what he's talking about. But what I do notice is throughout this cross-examination is just springing on things. I don't know if it's for impeachment or not, but that's my concern. When I ask him, where is it in the exhibit book?
And I think that was one of the points the court made earlier. I don't want interrogatories and RFPs to be exhibits, because they're not.
They aren't included in the exhibit book.
And so I think your obligation is to specifically identify the caption and the date it was served. I think that's adequate, but the plaintiff's counsel on notice.
And that's what I did, and yes.
I know, but he had to ask. So
My apologies.
Okay.
My apologies. And this particular Allied document is a document that was produced from Allied's records, this email. We have an affidavit.
No, I don't have an issue with this. I mean, you refresh your recollection, and I think she sent it.
And I showed him as I was passing what the discovery response was, but I'll be specific without him passing.
So I need you all to work together a little bit more.
Yeah, I wish you could.
Shouldn't be fighting against each other. It's your clients that you're trying to represent here. So if we need to put our heads together, do we have a final verdict form?
We did. We filed one before and he approved it. Your Honor made one change to it, and I don't recall what it was, because we had, I think there were a few words that were different in the form, and that was done at the final status conference. We also had a joint statement that Your Honor cleaned that up there.
So, and here's the issue, just to explain myself with respect to the extent that she treated with a doctor, she did treat with a doctor, so I'm not going to exclude that. If I excluded the doctor as a witness, that's a different story.
Well, the evidence is that if you're talking about Dr. Vila, he was not a treating physician. That's
She was testified that he was. So.
Well, that's because he's trying to do an end run around the exclusion of
Okay.
Dr. Vila.
All right. Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. In my defense, Your Honor, all of these things I disagree with. I'm not going to get into the details. All I can say is Dr. Avila did treat my client, and he signed the report in the bill, and that's why I asked about it. So,
If I may just, because I know we've got a lot of cases. Dr. Vila was never identified as an expert. He then tried to replace Dr.
We've gone over this.
Okay, just want to make sure you remember.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. We will see you this week.
Well, David, I mean, this is like this is courtrooms across America. Like next week, well, depending on how long this Cardi thing goes, next week I was going to show you that murder trial in Hotlanta. This is kind of like how things go in the real world, brother. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a bit of an issue here. Like, but you know what? Judge is like, you fuckers sort this out. It's not my problem. You sort this out. It's not my case. You guys figure it out. I mean, he's got probably murder trials and shit to worry about. So, yeah, this is not a captivating case for him. So, anyways, let's keep going. Oh, David says, I know, man. I'm a lawyer too. Oh, well, cool. But around here, they're generally more up on the file. Yeah. Yeah. Shree says, what's a trial in Atlanta? Just two dudes. One guy A is accused of murdering B. But it's a 3-day murder trial, and I want you guys to see what a real murder trial looks like. He doesn't seem aware enough to make the ruling. Yeah, I just think that this case has gone on for 7 years. I think he doesn't care anymore. I mean, think about 7 years. I'm sure he's like, just please, God, go to ADR right now and settle out. Is this incompetence or lawyers trying to be sneaky? It's just civil attorneys don't go to trial often. And even criminal attorneys, you see all the stuff that gets like drug in on cases. It's that's kind of part of it too. So Keopath says 7 years, Your Honor. I don't remember any of this. Well, there's that too. So let's keep going. Let's see how long we got a timeout for. We got a couple minutes here. There we go.
When the parties are present, as are the members of our jury. Ms. Ellis, you're on the stand, and you're reminded you're still under oath?
Yes, sir.
All right. You want to resume your cross-exam?
Let's back up just a little. 1 second. So, on that day in February of 2018, when you were on duty as a security guard, you were wearing black boots, right?
Yes.
And you testified earlier when your counsel was asking you questions that you had a earpiece and you were checking voicemail. Well, I'm sorry, I mistaken. That you had an earpiece in your head when you saw Cardi B, right?
Yes.
And you were, but then in the incident report, we saw that you wrote that you had your phone to your ear, correct?
Okay.
Is that correct?
That's what it says on the paper, yes.
Yes. And if you look at that incident report at the very top, it says from Emani Ellis, Emani Ellis at gmail.com. That's your personal email account, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is doing incident reports a normal practice in the security guard business?
When something happens, yes.
In fact, you do daily activity reports as a security guard?
Yes.
So the reports are very important, right?
Yes.
We'll keep this later.
And in the incident report, when you were reporting back to your supervisor, you said that you were checking your voicemail, right?
That's what the email says.
The email that bears your name, right? Reporting on the incident that you have sued over.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If we could turn in the blue book to Trial Exhibit 200. You see it?
Yes.
And that's a letter from your lawyer to me.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And if you go to the page that has a lot of blacked out entries, is it correct that that is a portion of your T-Mobile invoice, including for February 24, 2018?
Yes.
And you see that at 1:30, you received a call And that lasted, what, 22 minutes?
Objection, Your Honor. The document does not say 1:30.
Well, maybe my glasses are, I need to get a new prescription. Do you see the entry? It's 1:10 PM for 22 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, that was a phone call that you received and talked on the phone for 22 minutes?
Yes.
And at 1:40, you made an 8-minute phone call?
Yes.
And whose phone number is that?
Which time are you referring to?
310-403-3656.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, absolutely, I apologize. 310-403-3656.
I don't know who the number belongs to, but it's probably a family member of mine.
Is that Nicholas Jackson's phone number?
Probably yes.
Okay, if we could go back. And you testified that you said, when you saw Cardi B, you said something to the effect of, wow, that was Cardi B.
Something to the effect of that.
And at that point, as a security guard, you knew it would have been improper for you as a security guard to tell people that Cardi was a patient in a medical facility, correct?
I didn't tell anyone that I saw her.
Could you please answer the question? No, I can repeat it if you like.
Okay.
Is it
We'll be right
true
back, Chad.
that as a security guard,
Apparently I'm starving the
trained, as you
dogs.
said, and worked for 4 years, you knew it would have been improper for you to tell people that Cardi B was a patient at a medical facility?
Objection, asked and answered.
It would be improper, but I did not tell anyone I saw her.
Move to strike everything after improper.
So maybe I want you to answer the question, okay? So
Oh.
if you can answer the question, if yes or no question, please answer yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understood
But you did. You said, hey, isn't that Cardi B? Bitch, you did.
when you saw Cardi B that she thought that you were using your phone to tell people that she was at a medical facility, correct?
Yes.
And as I understand it, you denied that you used your cell phone to photograph or film Cardi B on that day. Is that correct?
That's not true. I didn't record her or film her.
The question was, is it correct that you deny using your personal cell phone to photograph or videotape Cardi B on February 24, 2018?
Yes.
Objection, begging of videos.
And isn't it correct that you don't have that phone, right? You no longer have that phone. You disposed of it. You can't show us that phone and show that you don't have any photographs or videos of Cardi B. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And rather than simply leaving, you stepped out of the elevator and told told Cardi B to repeat what she said. Say it again. Is that what you did?
No.
Well, if you look at the incident report, quote, you see in the second paragraph, I stepped out of the elevator and asked her to repeat what she said to me, and so she did, angrily putting her finger in my face and yelling at me. You see that?
I stepped out of the elevator to clarify.
And you told her, say that again, right?
I don't remember saying say that again.
And your testimony was that you and Cardi B yelled at each other for 30 seconds.
She yelled at me. My voice was firm because I was upset.
Are you denying that you testified at your deposition and stated to Dr. McKenzie that you were yelling and cursing at Cardi B?
I'm not denying it. I just wanted to clarify.
And as you were yelling at Cardi B and people stepped out of her doctor's office, one of them stepped in between you to separate you two. Isn't that correct?
Yes, because she was in my face.
And the people came out of the woman's care doctor's office?
Employees came out from the 5th floor. I would assume they were from women's care.
And the woman who stepped in between you came out of that office?
I believe it was her, yes.
And you testified in your deposition that Cardi B spit at you after the other people came out of the doctor's office. Isn't that correct?
She did.
Move to strike as non-responsive. And if
Why don't you clarify the question?
you testified at your deposition under oath, you said at that point that Cardi B spit at you after the other people came to intervene in the argument. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And yet in the report, you state I advised Cardi B that she needed to get her finger out of my face because I had not did anything to her. She then responded by spit at me. That's how it's spelled. And as a result, I became angry and yelled out to her to leave me alone and go on about her business. A few moments later, I remember a few people coming out and trying to separate us. That's what you said in your email, correct?
Correct.
And you stated in your incident report that Cardi B's nails were 3 inches long that day.
They were.
Your Honor, if we could ask for an admonition for the witness to answer the questions I'm asking.
Yeah, so please just focus on the question and answer the question as asked.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the question is, you claimed in the incident report that Cardi's nails were 3 inches long that day. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And you testified at your deposition that Cardi pointed her fingernail at your face, right?
Yes.
And you state in your February 26, 2018 incident report, bear with me for a second. I'm sorry, I have a marked copy of this one. And I didn't bring it with me. You state in your incident report that she scratched you on your nose, right?
Objection, this is the testimony of witness.
Well, it's contrary to the, sorry, Your Honor.
Over.
You testified in this trial, that Cardi B cut your cheek. Yet you stated in your email to your supervisor on February 26, 2018, that Cardi B cut you on the nose. Isn't that true?
Objection, misstates the testimony.
Over.
She put her finger in my face.
Okay, first of all, you have testified here today under oath that Cardi B, 7 years later, that Cardi B cut your cheek, your left cheek. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And you state in your report 2 days after the incident that she scratched your nose. Quote unquote, third paragraph. At this time, she continued to yell at me and point her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into my face, scratching my nose. See that?
Yes, but into my face.
You'll just strike out everything after yes.
Over. Motion tonight.
And you were clear at your deposition that you had changed the story to Cardi supposedly cutting your cheek, not her nose, right?
No.
You specifically testified to that, didn't you?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
At your deposition, you specifically testified that you were not scratched on your nose that day, you were scratched on your cheek.
She touched my nose, but she scratched my cheek.
Okay, but in the incident report, you state scratching my nose, right? You have to answer audibly.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And in fact, you demonstrated at the deposition how Cardi B supposedly was nose to nose with you, but jabbed your cheek. Is that true?
Yes.
And if we could show that. This is a video of the deposition where plaintiff demonstrates how she was supposedly scratched on the cheek. That's the deposition video. We may have to come back to that.
Just you have to identify by page and line.
Well, we'll have to come back to that because I don't have that. I have the deposition video. Actually, well, I don't want to hold things up. We'll do that a little bit later. And you admitted at your deposition that there was no scar on your nose, right?
I'm not sure.
Been running around. Wow, this is falling apart fast. This is not going very well.
We can play that back for you if you like. But did you testify at your deposition that there is no scar on your nose?
I'm not sure.
We're working on that. And in your response, your verified response to the written discovery that was served on you in this case, and specifically the special interrogatory interrogatories number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 25, 26, 27, and 28, that Cardi beat you about the head, face, and body. Is that what you did?
I'm objecting because I don't have the number of special rod he's talking about, the set and the date.
I haven't used it yet.
But he's asking her, I want to know what he's talking about.
Why don't you break it down?
I'm sorry, Ron?
Why don't you break it down to the specifics?
Sure.
Interrogatory.
Well, in light of counsel's objection, I can show the witness.
It might be faster if you just read the interrogatory and the response.
Bear with me for a second. And for counsel, the plaintiff's responses to defendant Cardi B, special interrogatory set number 1.
Is that the 2022,
Yes, sir.
August 9/22?
May I answer? I just don't like counsel talking to each
You
other.
verify.
Okay, yes, counsel, it is. The verification under oath is dated August 9, 2022.
Thank you.
And if I can direct you to interrogatory number 1 at page 4. And sorry, it's a long one. I'm trying to. I mean, I don't want to hold this up, so I'm going to have to go back to it because somewhere in this long bolded thing of a page and a half, there's references to what I'm looking for. Oh, I got it. Page 4, beginning line 17.
I'm sorry, what was that?
At page 4, line 17 of plaintiff's sworn response to Cardi B's special interrogatory set number 1. The interrogatory, the response states, and among other things, in specific, on or about February 24, 2018, plaintiff was lawfully working as a security guard on or near the premises of the subject property when defendant Bacalus Marlenas Almanzar assaulted and battered plaintiff by violently, unlawfully, intentionally, suddenly, and maliciously striking her about the head, face, and body. Do you recall swearing to that under oath?
Yes.
And you can go back to the way you demonstrated this alleged assault on your cheek at your deposition. If we could please play the video associated with 55 minutes, 9 seconds to 56 minutes, 6 seconds.
Is there a question and answer?
Oh, those are pages and lines, I'm sorry. Page 55, line 9 to page 56, line 6.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
When Cardi put a finger in your face, where in your face was it?
She struck me on my nose and on my cheek. She wears her nails very long, very bedazzled, very sharp. So yes.
And you said it made contact with your nose?
Yes, and my face.
And so 2 times she touched you?
Yes, so she was like this.
When you say like this, she put her finger
Pointing, yes, so like this. Pointing her finger at my face, yes.
and it touched your nose?
Yes.
What part of your nose?
Whatever part of the nose that the nail landed on, yes.
Oh, I mean, is it the bottom, the middle, the top?
I'm not sure.
And which cheek did she touch?
My left cheek.
Thank you. Do you remember giving that testimony?
Yes.
And if you need a moment, you can look at the incident report, but isn't it correct that in the incident report, you made no claim that Cardi struck you about the head and body?
I put in the incident report that she had her finger in my face and she struck my face.
She cut your nose, right? Isn't that what you put in the incident report? That she scratched your nose? I can read it again if you like.
I don't need you to read it. I'm not sure.
Is there anywhere in this incident report that you prepared and sent to your supervisor 2 days after this alleged incident that you said that Cardi struck your body?
And the incident report says that she struck me, yes.
Where?
It's in the paper.
I'm sorry,
It's in the report.
where in the report?
I reported it that she had her finger in my face.
I understand that, but let's set aside putting her finger in your face. Let's set aside supposedly scratching you on your nose that time. That was what you were saying. Is there anywhere in the report that says that Cardi on that day struck your body?
I'm not sure.
Can you take a moment and look through it?
As I'm reading it, I reported that she put her 3-inch fingernails into my face. So that's what I remember reporting.
Well, let's be accurate. I mean, truth is important and accuracy is important. This report that you did 2 days after the incident claims that she put her 3-inch fingernails in your face and scratched you on the nose, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about immediately after the accident.
Well, Your Honor, I'm gonna object. You said in the face, but the document says into the face. There's a difference.
Why don't you clarify the question?
In the incident report, the only scratch that you report is a scratch on your nose that you supposedly suffered that day, correct?
I'm not sure.
Do you need another moment to look at this?
I reported that she touched my face with her finger, sir.
Ma'am, the question is, in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days afterwards that you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches were mentioned, correct?
Okay.
What does okay mean? You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay.
This is the collapse. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm not going to argue with you. And she's on her own. There's nothing her attorney can do. Notice the objections have kind of tapered off. This is a woman drowning right now, and she is in trouble. In trouble. And yeah, here comes the ratchetness. Yeah. And then Mean Copium, how you doing, Josh? Saying into the Weverse, yes. And real quick, David brought up a great point. If she has 2 surgeries, she's probably only got like, $75K in medical bills, and I could see 2 plastic surgeries doing that. And she doesn't have any medical treatment or emergency treatment. Yeah, because she's like, I got cut and I dealt with it later. Once again, how bad was it that like we think if it's so disfiguring, you have to go to the emergency room, they have to sew your face back together. I mean, she doesn't look deformed. Like severe facial trauma, even cutting, people get burned or attacked by dogs or just real nasty facial trauma. Even if it heals up, something happened to that guy. She looks fine. She looks fine. What's that, babe? Yeah. Yeah, especially Malamute dog bites, apparently. They fuck your shit up. And Boosh McFadden has been a member for 8 months, says, thank you, by the way, Boosh. She interviewed the president, Sean. She's a hero. And thank you for being a member as well. All right, guys, let's get back to this. We'll catch up on the other super chats and stuff here real quick.
For the purposes of your question.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's move on. After the incident, you don't even know if there was any blood, right?
It broke the skin.
Please, ma'am, just answer the question I'm asking. You testified at your deposition that you did not know if the alleged scratch, this time on your cheek, even bled. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And you didn't go to a doctor that day for this alleged assault battery, did you?
I saw a medical doctor, but not at the day of the incident.
Okay, again, let's focus on the questions I'm asking. You allege that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere, sometimes on the nose, sometimes on the cheek, and you went home and took a nap, right?
I was
That's what you
upset.
testified
Yes.
to deposition.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe called your mother, right? That's what you testified to, right?
Yes.
You didn't call your grandmother, though, did you?
No.
You never even put a Band-Aid on this alleged scratch, wherever it was, did you?
Objection calls for speculation.
No.
when your counsel was asking you questions today, he said that he basically elicited testimony from you that since you didn't think you were going to sue, you didn't take any pictures of your alleged injury in February 2018. Isn't that what you testified to?
Yes.
At your deposition, though, you testified you took pictures that day, and you can't find them. They disappeared somehow. You remember that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I would like to have our technician, well, first of all, let's start at page 69, lines 18 to 20.
Any objection?
Yes, I would ask that you read both before and after, not just the specific lines of
Give me the pages and lines that you want to read.
Another issue I have, Your Honor, is he's produced deposition transcripts to the court. He hasn't given me a copy of that.
I don't know if it takes to give you a copy of the client's deposition.
You're good.
I don't see any objection, so go ahead.
Did you take any pictures of your face at the time?
I did take pictures.
Okay.
There's several other examples where you testified that you took pictures, but somehow you just don't know where they are. You took pictures of the cut, that you supposedly suffered after this, or during this alleged assault. And you took pictures way back in 2018, but somehow can't find them. Is that what you testified to?
Yes.
And you testified when counsel was asking you questions that you decided you didn't want to be a security guard anymore. Isn't that true?
Yes.
In fact, you were fired. Isn't that true?
Objection, Your Honor. We discussed this at length.
Isn't that the truth? You were actually fired by Allied for acting unprofessionally as a security guard. Isn't that true?
Same objection.
Okay.
Yes.
And in the incident report, you apologized to your employer, Allied, for acting unprofessionally and exposing them to potential liability.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Not good, chat. Well, and guys, here's that's to me, that's the kill shot, but it also shows you why there's no pictures. It didn't require a Band-Aid. It didn't even require a stitch. So how bad was it really? How bad was it really? But also these statements that she's hurting her company. Whoa. Oh, no. And you see her kind of like picking through the papers. It's like, honey, you're not going to change it. You're not going to change it anymore. So it's not getting any better if you look at it like that.
Was there an answer?
Okay?
Was there an answer?
No, I guess we did a report, but if it helps, maybe I can direct her to the second page.
Yes.
And after you were terminated as a security guard, you got a new job that paid more money than the security guard job paid, correct?
Yes.
And you said that you consulted with Dr. McKenzie, excuse me. That was because you filed a workers' comp claim, right?
Yes.
And so you filed a workers' comp claim against Allied, and that's why you met with Dr. McKenzie, correct?
Yes.
And you met with her in April of 2018?
Yes.
And you testified at your deposition that you told Dr. McKenzie the truth about what happened on February 24, 2018, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be
Okay.
great, chat. It's going to be great.
In this action, you served, well, you were a patient of Kaiser Permanente, correct?
Yes.
And in this action, we obtained a copy of your medical records from, let's see, beginning June 8, 2023 bear with me for a second, please. Actually, it goes back, I think, further, but have you seen those records?
I'm not sure.
Isn't it, well, I hate to ask this question, but they did diagnose you as having severe obesity, correct?
Yes.
And they did conclude that you had full capacity and no history of patient status change. Isn't that
No, this is a jury trial, guys. This is a 100% jury trial.
Yes.
the only pains that you complained of, January 25, 2021, December 27, 2021, were belly pain and low back pain, right?
Objection calls for expert opinion.
Oh,
Correct?
Uh-oh.
And you hurt your finger at one point, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, I can show it to you, but let's just move on. You had various things, tailbone pain, right hamstring pain, but you had no report, no reference in 161 pages of medical records to a scratch on your face. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Interesting. Also, guys, I don't know if they cover this yet, but it talked about the workers' comp. I assume workers' comp denied the claims, and I hope they get to that. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard it yet.
And there's no reference in 161 pages of medical records to anxiety, post-traumatic stress syndrome, blows to your head or face, correct?
Yes.
That only came up when you filed this lawsuit, right?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
Also, you were in a car accident in 2021, isn't that true?
Yes.
And hit your head.
Yes.
You were in a car accident again in November of 2023 on Pico Boulevard, right?
I'm not sure if it was on Pico, but it was in that area. Yes.
Right. You sued over that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, if I could just consult with my colleague, I think I may be close to done.
Well, they have to. Cardi B's not settling. They have to go all the way on this one. So, yes, she's dented. And yes, you guys are already, oh, come on, this is retarded. But yeah, guys, this is being filed in California, in Los Angeles. So here we go. This is not going well. This is not going well. Let me tell you what. Who but day? I just, wow. Let's see here. She might be dented. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Her direct was like an hour and a half. She pretty much said nothing. Yeah, but I mean, like, you're already kind of stuck on it. There isn't a whole lot to this case. I mean, remember, they have to, like, they can't suborn perjury.
You can bear with me. We talked about how you told Dr. McKenzie the truth about what happened, right?
Yes.
And you told her that Cardi B almost scratched you. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure saying almost.
You know the person at Women's Healthcare who intervened when you were basically assaulting Cardi B, don't you?
No.
Well, isn't it true that 3 weeks after that event, you called up Tiara Malcolm, the receptionist, who put her body in between yours and Cardi B's and took your blows? You called her up to try and get her to help you in this case. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure.
Let me just check one thing. Sorry, I want to be thorough. I'm just double checking. I also want to just reiterate that in your deposition, you testified under oath that Cardi spit on you after Ms. Malcolm and others came out of the doctor's office to try and stop you from going after Cardi B, isn't that correct?
Yes.
And in your incident report, you reported to your boss, your supervisor, that Cardi supposedly spit at you before people came out because of all the yelling. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think that's all the questions I have for this witness.
All right.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to read from
That was devastating, Cross. Oh, buddy. That was rough. That was rough. I still don't understand why they went forward on this. But wow. Wow! That was bad.
The deposition transcript, page 61, lines 23, page 62.
Let me turn this over to you.
Page,
I'm sure she's got top-notch lawyers, but really, I mean, this case, like, I could probably do this. Like, I think a lot of people could probably do this. This is the bullshit ones are pretty easy to fight. But I'm sure she spared no expense.
62, line 14.
I'm sorry, counsel, I was trying to get out of the so you can take it. What pages?
Page 61 to 62. One in line.
Yes.
Line 23 on page 61 through lines 14 on page 62.
Um, No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. So, question, did you fill out any written paperwork about the incident? Answer, there was an incident report made for that day, yes. Question, when you say there was an incident report, is that something you completed? Answer, yes. Question, when did you prepare the incident report? Answer, I'm not sure. Part of what Jasmine wanted me to do was write an incident report. I'm not sure how long after it was done. Question, okay, when you say an incident report, is that something where you send an email or is it a pre-printed form that you complete? Answer, normally it's a pre-printed form. We didn't have those forms at the location that I was at, so she did ask me to type it up. You remember at your deposition, a different attorney asked you questions about this incident?
Yes.
And you did tell that attorney that you made an incident report, correct?
Yes.
And that's the 2-page email that counsel asked you about?
Yes.
And in your incident report, on paragraph 3, it states that this time she continued to yell at me and point her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into my face, scratching my nose. I advised Cardi B that she needed to get her finger out of my face because I had not did anything to her. So when you wrote this incident report, you estimated that the fingernails were 3 inches long?
Yes.
And when you said that the fingernails went into your face, what did you mean by that?
I meant when she was going like this, her nail touched my cheek, touched my nose.
Did it actually cut your cheek?
Yes.
Did it cut your nose?
No.
And then counsel asked you about the T-Mobile bill. You testified that this incident occurred at 1:30 p.m., correct?
Approximately, yes.
And the T-Mobile bill shows phone calls at 1:10 p.m. and 1:40 p.m., correct?
Yes.
You were not making any phone calls at the time of the incident, correct?
Objection.
I can withdraw the question. Did you make any telephone calls at the time of the incident?
Hold on. Panzer Dude says, the Shadno is mentioned by Nick DeOrio. That's fine. That's fine. Quote Nikhil stream. So that's all right.
On February 24th, 2018.
No.
Did you make a phone call 10 minutes after the incident on February 24th, 2018?
Yes.
The
Happy
phone number
birthday, service
424-219-2078. Whose phone number is that?
I believe it was my mom.
Did you tell anyone that Cardi B
Yeah, guys,
was
this
at this
is
medical facility?
this is redirect. This is redirect right now. Okay, this is her attorneys trying to rehabilitate, and I don't know how they're gonna fucking do it. So far, they haven't done a good job. It's like, did you tell anybody that Cardi B was there? No, but were you going to? Probably. Like, were you gonna take pictures? 100%. I bet you had your phone out.
Just before the incident occurred on February 24th, 2018.
No.
If you did do that, does that give Cardi B the right to assault and battery?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Your Honor, if the court may take judicial notice of the complaint in this case,
I'm not sure for what purpose.
because the discovery response that was read is verbatim as to what the complaint says.
But no.
When written discovery was prepared with you, was it done by your attorney's office?
Yes.
Do you know what written discovery is?
Yes.
What does the word form interrogatory mean? Do you know?
No.
Do you know what the word special interrogatory means?
No.
Do you know request for admission?
No.
Do you know demand for production of documents?
No.
These are discovery questions that are prepared with your attorney?
Yes.
When I asked you earlier if any pictures were taken, you were truthful in your answers, correct?
Yes.
And when you answered me about whether pictures were taken, did you understand my question to be on the date of the incident?
Objection. It's argumentative. I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't. It's argumentative, Your Honor.
I'd like foundation as well. Sustained.
Did you take pictures of your scar or your cut or anything on your body on the date of the incident of February 24, 2018?
I'm not sure.
Did you at some point later on take photographs?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure Cardi B said, fuck this, we're going to trial. I'm sure they were told, eat their hat or we're going to trial. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. From what I understand, Cardi B is very tough. From reading around in some of our other cases, like that Tasha K case, David, she was fucking ruthless. Like she a bad bitch when it comes to the courtroom. So Joe Schmo says the 424 area code includes Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood, and Hawthorne.
When you treated with Dr. McKinsey for your claim, whether it was for a work comp claim or not, were you in need of psychological care?
Yes.
And her treatment was helpful to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Recross?
Yes, Your Honor. Just briefly.
Oh no, chat, we're missing it. God, they did not bring their A team. No, we missed all into recross? What the fuck? What happened? Well, that's ridiculous. Let's see if they've got it over
Yes.
here. Let's see if they've got... Ooh, they've got... Ooh, here we go. Okay. I think this is where we need to go, because this is... God, they've ruined this. They've ruined this here. Let's see if we can... Yeah, God, everybody had a shit time with it. Let's see here. So what did she... Oh, they have her deposition up. You know, it talked about her nails being very long and very bedazzled, and they made contact. She's saying yes in my face. How many times? 2 times she touched you. And Cardi was doing this, is what she's trying to say. Yeah, so like it hits you on your nose. Well, your nose doesn't look problematic. There ain't nothing wrong with your nose, sweetheart. Let's see.
Interested again to hear that.
Yeah, I would agree. The timelines are.
Tell anyone that I've seen her.
Have you ever assaulted and battered anybody in your lifetime?
No.
Were you using your telephone to take photographs of the defendant when you saw her exit the elevator?
No.
Okay, we saw that part.
Did the defendant take a swing at you?
She did.
Those of you who know and those of you who don't. Cardi.
All right, chat. God damn it, it's ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. Let's double.
Never.
I'm gonna go back and just double check this because that's kind of gay. We got nothing here. Log crime. Why'd you fuck this up? You know, we don't see nothing. So, all right, chat. Well, that's part of day 1. If you guys would like, we can move on to day 2. So let's move on to day 2.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I had a chance to look at the.
Did you see my opposition now?
I have not. Did you file one?
Yes, I did. I gave it to the clerk this morning. It was filed early this morning. You asked me to brief it, and I spent time to do that. And I wish to be heard.
Okay, go ahead.
Cardi B changed up her hair. Wow, it's like it's all a wig or something, huh? Huh. Let's see if day 2 is better for Court TV. How long do they have this going for?
Can we submit in the morning, for example, page?
Let's see. Let's see if there's any better audio.
Witnesses are, I can't see how the defendant would go to a doctor and not know the doctor's name, or at least do whatever it takes to get the doctor's name. It's really not that hard. When she went to this doctor, she could have found out his name and disclosed it in discovery.
Okay, so your point's taken on the defendant, but likely knowing the name of her own doctor. What about the receptionist?
All right, so the receptionist, also the issue with the receptionist would be that either her attorney or herself can call and say, doctor, who's the receptionist that was there that day? Again, she's the patient, they would have to tell her. And I would like to also add, Your Honor, I did Exhibit 3, question number 15. Again, same thing. They refused to produce the witness information. And I was not able to take the deposition of these people. I don't know what they're going to say. It's highly prejudicial. It goes against the Discovery Act, and it should not be allowed. And they're arguing that I shouldn't be able to bring my witnesses. They're making the same argument that I'm making. So it would only seem fair that if the court's going to exclude mine, the court should exclude theirs.
Okay. So there's a hearsay statement in the defendant's brief, and I'm acknowledging that it's hearsay, but they contend that the witnesses both testify or both said that they had been contacted by you, and you're saying that that's not true.
So, yeah, that's not true. I never contacted them, not in 28, I never went to the building. Even though it's across the street from my office, I did not go there till a few days ago to take 22 pictures. I took it on a Friday night, maybe around 6 or 7 p.m. Went back one more time to take a couple more pictures. But I never.
The client testified she took the pictures.
No, I took the pictures with her together. We were together.
Okay.
I did not go back. I did not know about the doctor. I did take a picture of the doctor's sign after they, a month ago or a couple weeks ago, told me there's this doctor. But this is not the way to do the work. This is not the way to do business here. You have to disclose who the doctor is. It's her treating doctor. It's as if plaintiff would not disclose her treating doctor. It's the equivalent of that.
And then isn't it fair to say that the receptionist was identified in prior witness lists?
Never identified. It just says random person. There's not even a name there. So I would say this, Your Honor, I don't know what.
That's actually kind of important. Like, what doctors you go to? I don't know, Dr. Doctorson. You know, who are the receptionists? All these people. That is kind of important. That is very important that those aren't there. So I do agree. This attorney's got a very good point. Like, well, how the fuck do I do this? There's no way in hell I could prepare.
What the doctor's going to testify to. He may just say, I was in my office and I heard a disturbance outside. Okay, well, fine. So I don't get a deposing, not a big deal. But this random person that they're bringing up, that was never even named. You don't even have an actual substance name. The only time I learned about this person's name was yesterday, when in their defendant's memorandum, they brought up this person, Tiara Malcolm. It's not even on the witness list. I don't even know who she is. So in the middle of the trial, when I'm not able to depose this person and do nothing with her, they're just going to randomly throw out this person. Well, let's bring this person into trial. It's not fair, Your Honor.
All right, here from the defense.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. First of all, regarding Cedars-Sinai, Dr. Finke was associated and affiliated with Cedars-Sinai. The building is the Medical Center of Beverly Hills, and that's the reason for the reference to Cedars-Sinai. Second, I'm going to start with the prejudice argument, which is that they didn't know who these people were. Actually, plaintiff testified yesterday that within a few weeks of this February 2018 incident, she called Ms. Malcolm. She worked in the building. She knew Ms. Malcolm. She knew Dr. Finke, who came out, and they didn't identify them. They knew them, and they didn't identify them. So to say that, well, he's been prejudiced because he didn't take their depositions, she's known since 2018 who the doctor was and who Tiara was.
You seen there was testimony yesterday or in her deposition?
Yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, I specifically asked her, did you contact Tiara Malcolm? And she said yes.
I disagree with that.
Yeah. Sorry. So, but to me, the prejudice argument makes no sense. She worked in the building. She knew Tiara. They did not disclose those names in discovery. Now, on the other hand, they say that this doctor was Cardi's treating physician. That's absolutely wrong. Her treating physicians are in the East Coast. She was here on work, and she was pregnant. She asked to speak to someone. Someone made arrangements for her to go in. She met with Dr. Finke that day, 15 minutes, and left. 3 years later, they asked who this person was. No one knew. We asked who it was. Previous counsel asked. The only way, because they didn't disclose these names, the only way we found out was through Mrs. Moore's diligent work, which resulted, for example, in 2024, we identified Dr. Finke because she had actually literally, tried to contact every doctor in that office, finally pulled a photograph of the doctors from the website, showed them to Cardi, and she said, yeah, it's that one. And then we promptly identified her. Tiara, we had no clue. Cardi had gone to that office that day. She didn't go around and memorize the names of the receptionist or anyone else. The only one who knew Tiara's name until July of this July 28th of this year, is plaintiff, who contacted her and worked in the same building. So, I mean, this idea that we should have, or prior counsel should have identified them, the problem is based on the assumption that Dr. Finke is Cardi's, and that's exactly what they say. Dr. Finke was her treating physician. That's absolutely false. She was traveling, she went in to see him, she saw him one day, and that was the end of it. And then 3 years later, someone asked, well, what was his name? And she said, I don't know his name. Now,
I'm sorry, so is it Finke?
Finke, or Finke.
That person was on the prior witness list?
Yes,
Yes.
Your Honor.
That was served in 2024. By then, Ms. Warren had tracked him down.
So, Mr. Gianfazza, can you respond to that? According to the
I'll respond.
the Moore declaration, that they identified Dr. Finke in early May.
I will look at that, Your Honor, right now, but to paint the picture that plaintiff knew Tiara Malcolm's name is false. To paint a picture that you go to a doctor's office and you're not their patient is also false. It would be an impossibility for that to occur. And I'm sure Dr. Finke will testify that Cardi B is his patient, Your Honor.
Dr. Finke, I can make an offer of proof, will testify that he met her that day, saw her that day. They had minimal contact, 15 minutes, and have never heard from her again until we contacted him and added him to the witness list. I also would note Dr. Finke will testify that counsel went into his office multiple times, including by not only going through the reception area, but going to the back door, asking everyone there, do you know anything about this incident? Do you know anything about this incident? Repeatedly tried to contact Dr. Finke over the last 4 or 5 years. That's what Dr. Finke will testify if he's called upon to do so.
Mr. Mengele, I
Okay,
presume.
so let me do this. We got the jury's getting checked in. Do you have a rough from yesterday regarding that testimony?
I think we have a actually final, I believe, and so I'm not sure we have it with us, but we will submit it.
Okay, I want to see the testimony, and so we'll resume the argument on this issue because we won't plan on calling them today, correct?
Depends on what. Yeah,
That's fine. Because we're here now, I want to add a sentence.
Okay.
Okay, because it's about me. Okay. I'm declaring under penalty of perjury, I did not go into his doctor's office.
Okay.
That is absolute lie and false.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that's right.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. These guys are starting to fight.
Sure.
Okay. This whole case is about, even by her own testimony, an altercation, an argument when two people came out of
Yes,
the
hi,
doctor's
Ara.
office.
How you doing?
When that was all the prior counsel knew, and
Yes.
that
This is Cardi's real name.
that's what she stated in the interrogatory response in January of 2022. That that witnesses included two people who came out and separated them. The only person who knew that was plaintiff, and she failed to disclose.
Okay. All right. I think we're still checking in our witnesses. Jurors. Should she check in now?
Ask something about the doctor that I'm going to call at 9:30. Sure. So he does have a CV, and I know that the other side may say that I can't even introduce the CV because they won't even let me do anything. So I want to know if they're going to object to producing the CV to the doctor to review and to have it admitted as evidence.
And it's a hearsay document, right?
It's exhibit number 9. It's the doctor's CV and rate sheet, and it is, I'm gonna ask him about it, I'll lay a foundation. But I believe that it should be seen by the jury because it has all of his credentials and the court limited my time to 1 hour. If that's the case, then I have to go through 22 pages of CV, that takes 2 hours, Your Honor. I can't do it in 1 hour unless he's gonna stipulate.
I don't understand this. We wouldn't plan on objecting to a CD other than, I guess it's hearsay, but if he wants to offer, he can offer. offer it. I mean, we have.
No, so I mean, so I'll just say, my practice is if the parties stipulate to admitting CVs, I'll admit them. If the parties don't, then usually it's hearsay, and I'm not going to admit it. I will tell you that to me, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time when I've seen it admitted, it's been in med mal cases and other cases, so it's up to you.
Your Honor, I will make this offer that both sides can have their doctors' CVs admitted into evidence. It could be Rosenberg for them and Mulliken for me. I'm willing to do that, so we don't have to waste the jury's time on this.
I expect that we anticipate doing what Your Honor described, saying that the witness can testify to what he did. If that makes counsel happy, then a reciprocal stipulation that CVs can be submitted.
Okay, great.
It's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, are we ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you ready? All right, you want to bring in the jury?
All right, chat. Let's keep moving here. Do they have a non-standard rule on experts in Cali? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Yes, she has come a long way from drugging men and robbing them, which is how she made her start when she was hooking. Real quick, though, we got some things to get out of the way here, chat. Almond Brown's been a member for 20 months, says, I could fix her. We're going to blow through these real quick, chat. Chugi Show has been a member for 8 months, says, Polly Market's bettering on whether I'm on time. Thanks, Chugi. And also, Almond, thank you for 20 months of being here. Chugi says, now listen, chat. Sean has stuff to inhale, I mean personally, and private stuff going on. Respect his privacy and stop expecting to be on time. Har, har, har. Trix Laser says, the big girl chased me down and I was pregnant is a pretty story to sell to the jury. Yeah, it's a good story. You know, I didn't want this bitch taking pictures of me and she started fighting. I'm sure a lot of people in the jury have had to deal with fatigue, so they'd understand. Whiskey 77 says, I just tuned in and thought Cardi B had jumped somebody at Foot Locker. Stephen Cooper says, at least when Ice Cube got famous, they had it in him just to break in and try to rob him. Yes, that's very true. KJ said, is hiring Sean include a Clyde meeting or is that extra? You get one free Clyde consultation. You get 5 minutes with him. 5 only. Everything else is extra. And Ag says, Nick Ricada would say, this is defamation suit. All right, let's keep going here, chat. Let's keep going. Well, Proctor was cooked. Yeah, I thought about watching that until 2.0 told me about this. We'll do Proctor sometime here coming up because I want to watch that. It's an administrative hearing. Those will be fun. So let's keep going here. Let's keep going.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're still on the record in the Ellis matter. We're now joined by our jury and alternates.
We'll be calling Brent Mulliken, MD.
Yeah, look at her. Her fucking nose looks fine.
Shall be the truth, the whole
Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Mulliken, M-O-E-L-L-E-K-E-N, M-D, F-A-C-S.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat, please watch your step.
So, guys, this is the plastic surgeon who operated on the plaintiff, you know, claiming her nose is all jacked up.
Can I get the podium counter? Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Thank you all for coming back. Good morning, Dr. Mulliken.
Good morning.
Were you the treating doctor for Emani Ellis, who's sitting to my right here today?
Yes.
And what did you treat her for?
She had a scar on her left cheek.
Okay, and occupation.
I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon.
Are you board certified?
Yes,
For how many years have you been a plastic and reconstructive surgeon?
since 1995.
It's about
Been
30
around
years.
for a while.
Yes,
Okay, and early on in your, I'll strike that.
We'll find out. We'll
Where did
find
you go to
out.
undergraduate school?
to Purdue University for 2 years.
And where did you go to medical school?
At Yale Medical School.
And you did some work at Harvard as well?
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, you may have heard of this place, Yale. Ha ha ha.
yeah, so I finished undergraduate in 2 years, and then I took a a position at Harvard University. It was a graduate position in literature, German and English literature. So that was for 1 year. And then I went off to medical school at Yale.
And you're also a clinical associate professor at UCLA?
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
yes. So I've been, since 1995, I've been affiliated with UCLA. That means I'm a clinical professor there. So you teach the residents who are learning plastic surgery, and you teach the medical students at UCLA.
Okay. And we asked you to be here as an expert witness, correct?
Yes,
And a treating doctor?
yes,
And in cases where you serve as a treating doctor, in cases that are litigated, you then can serve also as an expert witness?
yes.
And what does an expert witness do exactly?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not 100% sure at the different designations. There's a treating doctor, an expert, a retained expert, a non-retained expert, so that's way above my pay grade.
Understood. Okay, in this case, were you forced to cancel patients so that you could appear here in court today?
Yes,
And you left your home at 7:30 a.m. to get here at 8:30?
a little earlier.
And you anticipate to be here at least till 11 a.m. or 12 noon?
Yes,
And did you cancel all of your patients for today?
yes.
And in order to be here, how much money have you lost in income?
Well,
Irrelevant, thanks.
so I would estimate 20 to 30,000 in the procedures we would have performed, and the patients we would have seen and scheduled.
And the reason you did that is because you want to help your patient, correct?
Yes,
And in order to be able to offset some of the loss, you're charging $2,000 an hour to be here as an expert witness.
that's correct.
And when you serve as an expert witness, you tend to serve as an expert more for the plaintiff, more for the defense, or is there some percentage that you could tell us?
It's roughly 50-50. So I'm retained by defense firms and by plaintiff firms equally.
Is it your understanding that in this case, the defense chose not to designate an expert? Is that your understanding?
Objection calls for hearsay, lacks foundation.
Do you know of any other plastic surgeon that's rendered any opinion in this case besides
Objection, lacks
yourself?
foundation.
Sustained.
Have you seen any medical reports or any type of documentation from a different plastic surgeon
No,
related to this case?
no,
When you serve as an expert witness, isn't it true that usually there's an opposing expert on the other side who would then argue with your opinion?
Objection, lacks foundation, irrelevant. 372.
Much move on that.
Did you review 85 pages of medical records of Emani Ellis prior to testifying today?
yes,
And if you were to look at your exhibit book
that's in front of you, the one on your right. If you can go to Exhibit 1-004.
Yeah,
At the bottom corner, it'll say Exhibit 1-001, and then 2, 3, and 4.
I think the exhibits are over here.
Can I approach your honor?
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so it's actually. Ah, okay. I'm sorry about that.
Do you see a list of Emani Ellis's medical records and bills?
Yes.
And you reviewed all the records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
And for your treatment in your office, did you charge Miss Emani Ellis $6,500?
Yes.
Okay. And surgery center, $11,000?
Yes.
Why do you charge these amounts for the treatment that you gave for Emani Ellis?
Well, her procedures were performed in an operating room. So we have the operating room staff and sterility, and it's done in a JCO, meaning Joint Commission approved surgery center.
Could you have done this outside of the surgery center?
You could have done it, but it wouldn't have been as sterile.
And you wouldn't follow that type of practice?
I don't do that. So,
All right. And in your review of the medical records, did you also see that Emani Ellis treated with 2 psychologists?
yes.
You reviewed all those records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
If we can just go to Exhibit 9, which is your CV. I just wanted to go over your CV a little bit. Your CV is 22 pages long, including your rate sheet, is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that Exhibit 9 be admitted into evidence.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, so admitted.
This is the first page of your CV, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this explains all of your, you have 2 different offices?
I do.
Why do you have 2 offices?
Just one in Beverly Hills and one in Santa Barbara. So,
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you look through your CV, for example, on page 3, professional organizations, are there any that would be important for this case that you feel the jury should know about?
well, I became board certified in general surgery and trauma surgery before doing my training in plastic surgery. So I then became board certified in plastic and reconstructive surgery. And I've done 2 additional fellowships, one in aesthetic surgery and one in microsurgery. So that's 10 years of residency after 4 years of medical school.
Okay. And
This is a
on
pretty
page
good.
4, you have hospital.
He has phenomenal credentials, and that's something guys like. Look, this guy's a phenomenally trained doctor. He sounds great. He's not a quack. So we'll see what this does.
Affiliations. Can you tell us your affiliations with these 2 hospitals?
Yes, so I'm currently an attending at UCLA Medical Center. And previously I was an attending at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, but I gave up those privileges and now I'm exclusively at UCLA.
Then on page 5, you have some other information such as being a super doctor. What is a super doctor?
Well, a super doctor is 5% of the doctors in a community are chosen by their peers. So I've been a super doctor for 15 years and on various committees with the Blue Ribbon Committee. So I'm proud of those.
Okay, I don't know if that's like the lawyer stuff where it's all bullshit or not, but I kind of get the feeling it's still sus.
Those awards.
Do you do any charity work?
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about your charity work?
A commission enrollment, 352.
Assistant.
No, because it would cost you guys like $500 to do it. It costs a lot of money for that shit.
Is there anything else about your education that you would like to add?
Well, I'm in clinical practice, so I'm a practicing plastic and reconstructive surgeon. But I teach at UCLA. So I'm a clinical professor at UCLA. So that means just a teaching position.
Okay. Do you teach other medical residents?
Yes, medical residents, medical students, and usually plastic surgery residents. So they've completed their training in their last few years of training. So those are the doctors that I spend most time with.
Okay. Now I want to go to this case and ask you some more information about this case. Do you remember seeing this patient, Emani Ellis, in your practice?
Yes.
Okay. And when she came to your office for medical treatment, did she provide a history to you?
Yes.
Did you use the history in your treatment and diagnosis of the patient?
Yes.
And what was the history that she gave you?
Well, she mentioned that she had been, the left side of her face had been injured by fingernail scratches.
Okay.
So that was the basic salient history. And then I looked at her wound. And so in order to determine what I need to do to help her out, I had to diagnose her problem. So I wanted to see if there was hypersensitivity in the wound. Hypersensitivity means, for example, if you have a splinter underneath your skin, it may not show much, but you can feel the splinter under your skin because it's hypersensitive. So I noticed that she had a focus of hypersensitivity on her face. Now, when I examine for that, I touch many areas and see if the patient's pain symptoms are always the same. In other words, if they always come from the same area.
What?
So that's how I made my diagnosis of her scar, the visible aspects of it and the hypersensitivity aspects of it.
Sure, if you can go to Exhibit 4, to the grade, the one you have in your hand.
Okay.
The white one.
All right. To what number, I'm sorry?
4.
Oh, 4.
In your medical evaluation of the patient, you saw her for the first time on November 4th, 2022?
Yes.
Were you advised by Emani Ellis or anyone else that Miss Ellis was seen by a different plastic surgeon before you?
Objection calls for hearsay. Black's Foundation.
Assistant.
If you go to Exhibit 4-009, at the bottom, can you read for us what it says in handwriting?
Yes.
Assistant.
Okay. Are you aware that Miss Emani Ellis saw a Dr. Scher before you?
Objection, hearsay.
Assistant.
Dr. Scher, do you believe in life after love?
Is it important to you when treating a patient if they've seen any prior doctors?
Objection, irrelevant. Black's Foundation, 352.
No, it's very important if they've done treatment. If they've done treatment, then I need to know what treatment they did.
Okay, so in order to do your work with this patient, Emani Ellis, you would need to know if any other doctor, such as a plastic surgeon, did any other work on Emani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you asked Miss Emani Ellis if she got treatment, did she tell you she saw a different doctor, Dr. John Scher?
Objection, hearsay.
Assistant.
Do you know the Dr. Scher? Do you know him?
No.
Are you aware that Dr. Scher has passed away?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
That's what I've been told. I didn't verify it.
Hearsay move to strike.
Denied.
For a patient such as Emani Ellis, the kind of injury that she sustained, is it true that if Emani Ellis had came to you within a couple of months after the incident, that you would advise Emani Ellis to wait 1 to 2 years to determine if this cut would become a scar?
Lacks foundation.
Is that,
Oh, sorry.
is that the proper course?
Okay.
Sustained.
For a patient like Emani Ellis who sustained a cut, how long should she wait before getting plastic
So
surgery?
counsel, why don't you establish that there are different treatments, what type of cut it was, how deep the cut was, whether it was likely to scar, what he knows about the scar, establish some foundation before you ask him opinions.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Can you describe for us the scar that Emani Ellis had when you examined her on November before the 2022 for the first time?
Yes, she had vertically oriented, in other words, up and down scars. There were actually 2 of them, but one was more prominent, and it was hyperpigmented, and it was hypersensitive.
Okay. And isn't it true that it would take at least 1 year before the scar formed?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
No, scars can form quickly. Sometimes it takes a long time for them to form.
Do you believe it was,
It takes a long time. Does it take 3 years for the scar to form? Where's this scar? We still haven't seen a picture of it. Come on now. This is such... Like, I guess this guy is a quack in a way.
correct for Emani Ellis to wait before obtaining the medical treatment that she received in your office?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Sustained.
And the type of medical treatment that you performed, isn't it true that during the pandemic, which started in April of 2022 for at least several months and years, there was limited availability for patients to receive plastic surgery?
That's very true.
And your office was shut down for several months at least?
Well, I perform a lot of reconstructive surgery and emergency surgery, so my office was never shut down.
But if a patient needed to receive the type of treatment like Emani Ellis received, and they contacted you in May of 2020, during the pandemic, you would not be able to work on them, or you probably would tell them to wait, correct?
Objection, compound, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that a scar such as Emani Ellis's, when she came to you in 2022, the scar would basically never have gone away unless you performed some type of medical treatment, correct?
Objection, leading, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Sustained.
Can you tell us in your, on 4-001 in the HPI, can you read the four lines there, please, from your report?
In the which line, I'm sorry?
It's hearsay, counsel. Why don't you move on?
In, when you treated Miss Emani Ellis, did she tell you that she was assaulted and battered by Cardi B?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes.
Did she explain to you that Cardi B placed her long fingernails with sharp objects in her face?
That's what you told me, yes.
Did she state to you that her face was red and hot after the incident?
Yes.
And can you tell us, when you personally examined Emani Ellis, did you see 3 lines on her face on the left side of her cheek?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Yes.
What is the significance of the 3 lines?
Well, it's typical for a fingernail injury when you have parallel lines going from the top to the bottom. So that's vertically oriented, so up and down rather than horizontally. So typically that's how fingernail injuries manifest.
Is it your expert opinion that Emani Ellis sustained an injury to her left cheek from fingernails?
Objection, Levy.
Sustained.
I'm sorry?
It's sustained.
Oh.
All right, can you tell us, please, how many times you saw Emani Ellis for medical treatment?
I believe 3 total.
Can you just please go through the treatment that you gave her from the beginning to the end?
Yes. So there was an initial examination, and then I performed 2 procedures on her. So those were done in the operating room, and I did what's called medical microneedling, which is a procedure where you place local anesthesia underneath the skin to numb the skin, and then you do deep microneedling at a depth of approximately 2 millimeters. It does cause the patient to bleed, but the bleeding is very small because the needles are very small. So then we apply various creams to prevent infection. And then we see the patient back in approximately 4 to 6 weeks. So after that period of time, she returned. We had noticed some improvement in the hypersensitivity and some improvement in the hyperpigmentation. So I basically performed an identical procedure, also under local anesthesia. And after that, I believe I did not see her again. We may have Zoomed, but I can't recall exactly.
Do you believe that your patient benefited from the medical treatment she received from you?
Yes.
That's a
And
little
you're
weird.
familiar with the billing procedures and charges from your office and other medical providers such as plastic surgeons and surgery centers and the like?
Yes.
Is it part of your practice to review the medical bills for your office and other types of medical providers?
Well, it's a part of my,
I'm sorry.
Objection, compound, and here's.
Wow.
Oh,
That's the one.
So, Ara, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Saying 2 microneedling procedures, 17.5 G's. Yeah. A normal dermatologist charges like $300 per session. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can't confirm plastic surgeons do a ton. Yeah, but that's a lot. That's a lot, man. Wow. Man, this dude's just running up the score.
so it's my function as a medical director of a surgery center, which I've been for 25 years, to know the fees that are charged at the various institutions like UCLA or Cedar or in similar institutions in the community.
And when you examined Emani Ellis on November 4th of 2022, you performed an examination, you wrote a 4-page report, you reviewed medical records and medical bills, you spoke with the patient for how long approximately?
Well, we maybe spent 45 minutes total with her, but that includes the assistant going in, asking the questions, and then she transcribes it to an iPad, and then I go in the room, I do the examination, I record the results of my examination, and then correct anything on the iPad that I want to add to.
And to write the report of 4 pages, review all the medical records, review all the documents, see the patient, everything. That one day on November 4th of 22, you charged $1,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
And if you were to make that same examination, go through all those steps today, you would actually be charging $2,500, correct?
Objection, Levy.
You can.
That's correct.
The fee has gone up because of inflation and the cost of medical care? Objection, Levy. You can.
Yeah, that's what it costs. So, yeah, so,
All right. And the medical procedures that you did on February 20th
of 23 and March 20th of 23, the two procedures, each one you charge $2,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the same procedures today, what would you charge?
Well, it would be approximately $6,500. If you notice in my initial report, that's the amount I quoted, but for some reason it was billed at $2,500. So that was an error, but it is what it is.
So then, in fact, the $2,500 charge should have been $6,500?
Correct.
Twice.
That's what it costs to perform surgery, in a surgery center.
And approximately how long does it take from the time the patient comes into the office, gets prepared for surgery, and is sent home for each of the two surgical procedures you did?
Well, approximately 2 to 3 hours.
And the surgery center has to be booked for a certain period of time?
Yes.
And you got to prepare it, do the procedure, clean it, make sure it's good. How long does all that take? How much time do you book the surgery center for Ms. Emani Ellis on those?
Well, the 2 to 3 hours would not include the technicians, the surgical tech preparing the equipment for the cleanup. That was just the 2 or 3 hours would be the time from the time the patient arrives, fills out the paperwork, the consents are given. We again talk about the risks and benefits of the procedure. We put on topical anesthesia. We let that work. We take them to the operating room. We put on, we induce local anesthesia with injections. We do the procedure. We watch her postoperatively to make sure she doesn't have any allergic reactions or trouble with her skin. And then we make sure she's dressed properly, has postoperative instructions, and then she's discharged.
And there's obviously different types of skin that you deal with in your practice, correct?
Yes.
There's lighter skin, darker skin, rough skin, soft skin. Can you just tell us a little bit of the difference in procedures that you do to the different types of skin?
Yes. So there's a grading scheme from 1 to 5, and 1 would be a patient with very delicate skin, for example, a redhead, who might have very delicate skin and would not tan at all, it would just burn. So that would be Fitzpatrick 1.
You're too white.
And then Fitzpatrick 3 might be Asian patients, Hispanic patients, patients of mixed race, and then up to Fitzpatrick 5, which would be black skin. So depending on the coloration of the skin, that determines what lasers you can use, what procedures you can use in a safe manner.
Okay, and what, on that scale, what is Emani Ellis?
5.
5, okay. Is there a difference, for example, if you take photographs of a patient with 5 on the Fitzpatrick scale, if you take photographs of their skin versus someone with a 1?
Yes, in general, in black patients, the lesions are less visible just because of the coloration.
And when you examined Emani Ellis for the first time on November 4th of 22, did you, with your own eyes and your equipment, you saw the scars, correct?
Yes.
And how many scars did you see?
Well, I saw one main one. That's the one I recorded. But I saw other things that were, differences in the skin, differences in the pores, an adjacent scrape mark. I saw those things as well. But the main thing was that there was one main scar. That was the hypersensitive one.
Okay. Is it your expert opinion that Emani Ellis sustained injuries to her left cheek from fingernails?
Objection, well, that's foundation called speculation.
What is your opinion as to where Emani Ellis obtained the scar on her left cheek?
Well, the most likely.
You would have no idea.
What was the size of the scar? Did you measure it?
Yes, it was approximately 2 centimeters that I noted. That was the main scar.
Can you tell us approximately how long is 2 centimeters in inches?
Yes, so an inch is 2.5 centimeters, so it's a little less than an inch.
Two centimeters is approximately 1 inch, or a little less?
2.5.
2.5 centimeters is 1 inch.
Is about an inch, yeah.
Why was it? Why was hypersensitivity important in this case?
Well, hypersensitivity is a very unpleasant sensation, and it's often associated with scars. So my job is not just to make the scar look better, but it is to reduce the hypersensitivity. That's in some respects the most important thing, is to reduce the hypersensitivity in the scar.
And when you examined the scar earlier, you testified that you were of the opinion that the scar came about from from fingernail. Is that correct?
Objection leading, mischaracterizes the
Assistant.
What is your expert opinion as to where the scar came from on Emani Ellis's left cheek?
Well, based on the direction of the scars, based on the fact that there were 2 to 3 scars that were parallel, and they were vertically oriented, in other words, up to down, based on the fact that the central scar was the deepest, based on the fact that the central scar started the highest. This is a pattern that is most closely associated with fingernails, because the middle finger is longer than the index finger and the ring finger. So when the fingers are drawn down, the middle finger causes the deepest scrape, and the other scars cause a lesser deep scar. And they also begin later than the middle finger, because the middle finger being longest, it grips the skin first. So it's the highest. The central scar is the highest. And the fact that they're parallel is highly suggestive of a fingernail injury.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what does it mean for the jury, if you could explain, what does medical certainty mean when an expert makes that type of
51% or more. It's the most likely explanation. There are other explanations, but this is the most likely explanation.
And in order to formulate your opinion, you reviewed medical records, correct?
Well, I did, but that wasn't as important as the physical.
No, of course, I was going to go through a laundry list of what we did, but why don't you just tell me, what did you do to formulate your expert opinion?
The number one thing I did was examine the patient. That's the number one. So I noticed where the scar was. I noticed what symptoms she was having. And that alone, sure, the medical records are helpful. You always review them just in case there's something that might be important if you're doing surgery on somebody later. But the physical exam is the most important thing. That tells you what you need to do with the patient.
In how many cases over the last 30 years, and how many patients have you treated for assault and battery type of incident?
Many hundreds.
And is there an emotional component that goes along with this type of injury?
Objection, outside the scope of this designation, Vice Foundation, cultural speculation.
Assistant.
In your medical report under social history, you state post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, headaches. Is there any reason why you wrote that?
Well, that's information that the patient gave us. It's not a diagnosis I made, it's the information that the patient gave us.
And future prognosis, it says I would anticipate a 50% improvement in the scar. Was that, did the treatment you provide produce a 50% or more improvement?
I believe it did.
Was your patient happy with the medical treatment that she received?
Objection, caution, speculation, explanation.
You can answer.
Oh,
I must say, yeah, he can answer that.
Well, she expressed satisfaction with her procedure to me. I'd been very upfront with her that her likely outcome was that the scar would be better, but not gone.
And I just want to ask you a few more questions about the medical bills. Your medical evaluation charge of $1,500 on November 4th of 2022. You reviewed that bill, correct?
Yes,
Do you believe that the medical treatments on November 4th of 2022 in your office were reasonable and medically
I don't
necessary?
think they're buying this. I
Yes.
think they see it's.
Do you believe that the medical treatments in your office on November 4th of 2022 were related to this incident of February 24th of 2018?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation, outside the scope of this designation.
Now, aside from your $1,500 charge and your $2,500 charge times 2 for a total of $5,000, there was also a surgery center charge from Neurosurgery Center, is that correct?
yes,
And you reviewed those bills from Neurosurgery Center?
yes.
Okay, and you told us a little bit about your background. Are the charges of $5,500 for each time you treated Emani Ellis in the surgery center, are those reasonable
Yes,
and medically necessary?
yes,
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Of course he's going to
Yes.
say it's
And
reasonable.
are the treatments
Of course he'd say it's reasonable.
at Neurosurgery Center related to this incident of 2/24/18?
yes. I
Objection.
believe so.
Again, outside the scope of this designation. Thank you.
Okay, and just so there's clarity on the other 3 bills, the $1,500 one and the $5,000 for 2 procedures, you testified that those were reasonable and medically necessary, correct?
Yes,
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
yes,
Do you believe Miss Emani Ellis could benefit from any future type of plastic surgery?
Objection, calls for speculation, argumentative as well.
Consistent.
Do you have an opinion as to whether Miss Emani Ellis needs any future medical care in your office?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Once you establish foundation, counsel.
Aftercare is expensive.
In reviewing all the records and bills from the past that you've seen, and diagnosing,
Aftercare is expensive. He can bill for those 5-minute consults and the 5-minute follow-ups chat. Have his nurse do it, and he could bill for it. So yes, he needs to see her all the time for the next 25 years to make sure she heals up nicely.
patient and seeing the patient. Do you have any opinion as to whether Miss Emani Ellis needs future medical care?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Consistent.
Do you plan to provide Miss Emani Ellis any future medical treatment?
Objection, speculation, lacks foundation.
Okay. You can answer.
Not currently, but I'd be happy to do it if she asked me to.
What would you be happy to do if she asked you?
Probably more medical micro.
I'll sustain the objection and please disregard what the response was.
Can you tell us a little bit about what future medical care you want to provide to this patient?
Objection lacks foundation.
The established foundation that there's any basis for him to form an opinion that she needs any future care.
Is there any basis for you to form an opinion that you need future medical care?
Objection lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Yes,
Can you tell us about that?
she still has scarring.
And what could she get, what could she benefit from?
She could,
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Overruled.
she could benefit from some more medical microneedling.
And how many more treatments?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Assisting.
If she received one more procedure, what would the cost be for the entire process, which would include your charges and the surgery center charges?
Objection lacks foundation.
Overruled.
So it'd be approximately $6,500 for the professional fee and then $9,500 for the surgery center fee.
So does that mean that the surgery center cost has also gone up recently?
Yes,
So is that approximately 15,000?
approximately.
And how much better do you believe the scar would be if she received that treatment you just told us about?
Objection lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion as to what benefit the treatment would give Miss Emani?
And Joe, that's a good point. The judge is not going to sustain that. But you do have to protect the record. You do have to protect the record regardless. And real quick, because it happened here, we need to address it. Roosevelt News Media says, Roosevelt Media News says, wasn't there a car accident occurred before she saw the surgeon? 2 car accidents. How do you know scars didn't come from that? We don't know. We don't know because they're not documented. John Coleman says, fuera means out. Afuera means outside. Well, hey, I don't know. All I know is Javier Milei, when he was going through the board of all the government things he was cutting, he was saying, afuera, afuera, afuera. So I copied what he said. But thank you for that. And John Coleman for 5 subs. You know, Chad, that gets you guys in a woo. Fact to get you. That's what it gets you. That's what it gets you. John, thanks for your support, your generosity.
Ellis, if she had one more microneedling procedure in your office.
Objection lacks foundation.
Overruled.
I would estimate she would have an additional 15 to 20% improvement.
Is there any way to get to as close as you can to 100%?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion of how Miss Emani Ellis can make her scar better than just 15 to 20%?
Well, she will never,
Assisting. Again, just establish the foundation. Witness knows the answer.
Do you have an opinion as to what type of, strike that. Do you have an opinion as to the percentage of improvement that Miss Emani Ellis can have if she has more than just one procedure in your office?
Objection lacks foundation.
Overruled.
I can't say. It would take another treatment to determine that. If she had no further benefit, then that would be the end of the treatment. If she had further benefit, then that would justify more treatment.
And then I want to ask you a little bit more about medical treatment on a lean basis. Can you tell us what percentage of your practice do you treat patients on a lean basis?
A very small percentage.
Is it less than 10%?
Probably, yes. I don't know the exact number, but probably, yes.
Most of your patients pay out of pocket themselves they pay cash or credit card, correct?
Objection,
Overruled.
Yes, they pay, cash, or I have charity, so they pay nothing.
When you treat a patient on a lean basis, does that mean, I'll strike that. When a patient treats on a lean basis, isn't it true that the lean is created simply for your added protection?
objection, leading.
Assisting.
Does Miss Emani Ellis owe you in your medical practice $17,500?
Yes,
And no matter what the outcome is of this case, she still owes you that money.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
that's correct.
And you've agreed to wait until this case is resolved before pursuing your medical bills?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Yes,
Is that common practice when you treat patients on a lien basis?
yes,
And medical, isn't it true that all types of different medical providers treat patients on a lien basis?
Objection leading. Lack of foundation.
Existing.
Have you seen other types of medical doctors treat patients on a lien basis?
yes,
And you've seen surgery centers do that?
yes,
Pain management doctors,
yes,
chiropractors,
yes.
dentists?
I've seen all types of doctors perform surgeries on a lien, yes.
If you can go to exhibit number 5, please, in your book. Are you there now?
I am, yes.
Do you see a report from a Dr. Norman for treatment on July 23 of 25?
Yes,
Did you review this report and bill?
I did.
Is this the most recent medical visit that Emani Ellis received to your knowledge?
I'm sorry?
Is this treatment at Dr. Norman's office the most recent medical treatment that you're aware of?
Objection, Your Honor. This is an excluded
So,
It
document
has not been.
and lacks foundation.
so you're asking him if he knows whether she saw another doctor after this visit?
In reviewing,
How do you know that?
in reviewing the medical records and bills, 85 pages, I want to establish that this is the last medical visit that the plaintiff has received
How does he know that?
by reviewing the medical records now.
Yeah, that's.
That's insane.
I mean, if he's the guy fucking treating her, he should be able to know this. This is not a. That's a pretty easy standard to go down there. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know why that they can't just go for that. Am I searching the farms? No. How cold is it up here? It's like 60 some degrees right now. Getting a little chilly willy. But it's it totally makes sense. Aren't you the one caring for her? Aren't you the one in charge of this? Why aren't you doing anything about it? Yeah, a line of questioning cause sympathy from the jury. I agree. I agree with that too. Yes, ethically, I'm not allowed to guarantee you a huge cash settlement, but I guarantee you a huge cash settlement. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it true that after July of 23 of 25, there are no further medical records that you've reviewed?
I don't know.
Did you take photographs of the patient when she first came in on November 4th of 22?
Well, I don't take the photographs, but my staff does.
In reviewing your medical records and bills and reports, did you confirm that Ms. Emani Ellis had photographs taken in your office when she came in on November 4th of 22?
Yes,
And each time she came back, for example, on February 20th of 23 and March 20th of 23, you also took photographs, correct?
yes,
And because she's a grade 5 as far as the coloration of her skin, the photographs don't do much justice, meaning they don't really show much, correct?
Objection leading, less foundation.
Existing.
Isn't it true that when you saw Emani Ellis on those 3 occasions, you could see the scar a lot better than in photographs?
Objection leading.
Actually, if in a detailed photograph, you see it very well. So I remember during the deposition, the defense attorney showed me a very detailed picture, and you could see everything.
If you can go to Exhibit 6 in your exhibit book.
Okay.
There's a total of 12 photographs, correct?
Yes.
These are the photographs that you took in your medical office?
Well, these are so low resolution copies of the photographs. Yes.
And it's hard to see the scar in these photographs, right?
Well, you could still see it, but it's you don't see detail.
Well, there you go, chat. Oh, you don't see the details. Okay.
Is it common practice to take photographs of your patients when they come in before they do procedures?
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, to document what their current status is, and also to document any improvement. And because
Brandon, you were asking, do I do med mal? Done a little bit, and like have been helped out other attorneys doing some med mal, but no, it's not my bag. That requires a lot of work to do med mal. Like that's kind of like that becomes a majority of your practice when you're doing med mal, and I don't want to do it that much.
memory is fallible. So if you have a photograph, I don't always operate on patients right away. Sometimes it's months later. And then I like to have an accurate photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Your Honor, if I may show the doctor some of these photographs in Exhibit 6 on the Elmo.
I don't know that there's any foundation. Those are the photographs that you took.
I can ask you, Your Honor, for that. Will counsel stipulate to the photographs?
Which one? Well, why don't we not propose stipulations in front of the jury? Sorry.
All right, so let's get ahead here. All right, real quick, I'm going to see if I can refresh this and see if we can get some closed captioning here. Oh, we can get closed captioning now. Here we go. There we go, chat, just for you guys.
I can ask you, Your Honor, Will counsel stipulate to the photograph?
Which one? Well, why don't we not propose stipulations in front of the jury? Sorry.
Yeah. Defendant Exhibit 228.
Okay.
Request to publish, Your Honor.
I don't know that I can the open.
If you look at this photograph, color one, is this a better photograph of Emani Ellis' scar?
Yes.
And this is a photograph that was taken in your office on November 4th of 22 by your office staff, correct?
Yes.
And you maintain your photographs in your office as part of your business records?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm requesting to show the witness Exhibit 228 on the Elmo so you can confirm details about this photograph.
No, Your Honor. All right.
I'm going to use the pen, and if you can tell me where on her face you see the scar.
Counsel, there's a pointer there. If you just want him to get down, you can
Sure.
put it on the screen.
There's a pointer there behind you. And if you could just show us where the scar is located.
Let's see. So this is a terrible picture. So oh, there you go. That's better. No, it's not. Okay, there's the main scar here, and this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here, and there's another one over here. So those are the three marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center, and this is another mark to the side. Here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars, and this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different, the pores are a different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the normal undulations of skin, which are called bead pegs, but that happens often with scar.
Okay,
Well, this is
if we look at this, this photograph, can you tell that in the
That's utter horseshit. This is a frivolous lawsuit.
photograph, Emani Ellis was wearing some makeup?
It appears she is, yes. Just lipstick, and it appears she's wearing something.
Thank you.
Chat 2.0 says a little Amica cream, like in Johnny Depp, and that would clear it right up. Very true. Very true. This is absolute horseshit, though. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, her pimples and acne and all that other shit on her face is worse.
If on the Fitzpatrick scale, she was a 1, would the scar be much more visible than it is in this photograph?
Objection, culture, speculation, that's not an issue.
In your medical opinion, did this type of injury cause Ms. Ellis to suffer pain or discomfort?
Objection, that's foundation, not justification.
Did Ms. Emani Ellis advise you in your examination of the patient that she suffered pain from this injury?
Objection, hearsay.
Yes.
And if you could just tell us again a little bit about the hypersensitivity, is that associated with any pain?
Yes, it's a dysesthesia, meaning an abnormal sensation that's unpleasant, a dysesthesia.
The procedure that you did it take the hypersensitivity away, if you're not?
It reduced it, it did not take it away.
Do you know approximately by what percentage?
Objection, that's foundation, culture, speculation, hearsay.
When you say reduced it, is that's your expert opinion, correct?
Objection, leading, that's foundation, culture, speculation, it's hearsay.
And then I just want to ask you a little bit more about whether the type of injury from fingernails would cause a break in the skin or cause there to be blood. Do you have an opinion about that?
Objection, lack foundation, culture, speculation.
Would you have expected Emani Ellis in the type of injury that you see here to have suffered any blood loss?
Objection, culture, speculation, lack foundation.
And patients in Fitzpatrick 5, do they have more of a tendency to do their scars become keloids?
This is absolutely horseshit.
What's your self-foundation?
This is absolutely fucking horseshit. This doctor is a complete hack.
Do you have experience with keloids?
Yes.
What is a keloid?
The keloid is an overgrowth of scar tissue from the original scar.
Do patients in Fitzpatrick 5 have more tendency to have their scars turn into keloids?
Yes.
And why is that?
We don't know.
Do you believe that Emani Ellis' scar was a keloid when you examined her on November 4th?
Objection, lack foundation.
No.
Thank you, Sandy. guys gonna stay?
Are there any
Keep.
future appointments for Ms. Emani Ellis to see you in the future?
I don't believe so.
Thank you. No further questions at this time.
All right, folks, why don't we take our morning break? Why don't we take a 15-minute break? We'll be back at 10:45. In the meantime, please do not discuss the case with anyone, including other jurors. Don't form any opinions or do any research. We'll see you at 10:45.
Okay, this is just fucking horse shit here. Oh my god. Let's just like really. That was such fucking bullshit. Let's see here. I think we're back now, chat. All right. I mean, my god, this is such garbage. Summonable Trap says, do you guys think that's actually Cardi's hair? No. Yeah, that's the thing. Keloid injections are only a couple $100, and here's the thing. Keloids can like keep coming back. They're never done. So yeah, he would want to keep following up with her. So wow. Yeah, keloids, it's overgrown scar tissue. A lot of people have keloids. Yeah. So, let's keep this going.
Yes. All right.
Did plaintiff come to you for evaluation or treatment in 2018?
Yeah.
The first time you saw plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022.
It was very soft. Very good. Sorry.
No problem. The first time that you saw the plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the photo that we looked at, trial exhibit 228, that was taken in your office before any treatment.
This is
correct?
this
Yes.
is
It
cross.
was taken the
chat.
first time that you saw Ms. Ellis.
Correct.
After Mick Riviera, oh my god.
Could you please open the white binder to exhibit 4? And looking at the first page.
Yes.
Thank you. This is your medical evaluation document, is that correct?
That's correct.
Everything on the first page of this document was reported to you or your staff by Ms. Ellis, is that correct?
Yes.
So for example, you're not diagnosing Ms. Ellis with headaches or depression.
Correct.
Okay, and also according to this medical evaluation document, plaintiff told you or your staff that the scar was caused by another individual who placed their long fingernails with sharp objects in her face. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ask Ms. Ellis about other possible causes of the scar?
No.
All right, chat, real quick. We're gonna bring up what keloids are. Yeah, keloids are basically overgrown scar tissue. But they can also be like you can get them on your ears and stuff. Like it's not impossible. So like here's an example of a keloid. Here's an example of a keloid. This is a keloid where the scar tissue gets out of control. But people get them like, you can get them all kinds of ways and all kinds of things. Like here's a keloid. Keloids don't have to be that. They can you can get keloids all kinds of ways. I mean, like it's not uncommon for people to suffer keloids like this. They just start getting keloids all over and there's no scar tissue there. You might be genetically predisposed to get keloids. You're saying it's totally grody? Yeah, a little bit. Like, here's some keloids. We don't officially know how everybody gets them. Yes, common with knife wounds, but yeah, it happens a lot of ways. Yeah, keloids can be incurable. Yeah. Yes, normally you get keloids from popping your pimples. Yes. Yes, keloids are just collagen deposits. Yes, and they do affect Black folks more commonly. Is it like cancer? No, not at all. Not at all. So, but keloids fucking get out of control all the time, chat. So, just so you guys understand what you're looking at.
the time of your evaluation, were you aware that Miss Ellis had been in a car accident and hit her head in 2021?
I'm not sure if I knew then. I don't think I knew that.
At the time of your evaluation, did you know what Miss Ellis was doing for a living after she was terminated from her job as a security guard?
No.
Do you recall answering my questions in your deposition in this case?
Yes.
You were under an oath to tell the truth in that deposition, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you recall testifying at your deposition that, based on your examination, the most plausible explanation for plaintiff's scar is that a right-handed person struck downward on plaintiff's left cheek with both the index finger and the middle finger?
Objection, mistakes in testimony.
Overruled.
I mean, guys, ultimately, we don't like keloids. If you guys watch Dr. Pimple Popper, Sandra Lee, or Dr. Popsit, Dr. Sandra Lee does keloids quite a bit. We don't really know. Keloids are kind of like something we don't fully understand. Are they an autoimmune response? Probably not, but we don't fully understand keloids. It's kind of like that's one we don't understand right now.
Yes, roughly. I still believe that to be true.
That's a very unique answer to how that happened. Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, it's a fair point, Ag. Correct.
In your previous
That's
answer, you
almost the
testified
answer.
that was roughly what your testimony was in your deposition. But that was your exact testimony, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the transcript here. I can't remember exactly what I said.
Could we please look at the deposition transcript from page 76, line 9 to page 77, line 3?
Do I have that anywhere? No.
It'll appear on the map.
Any question?
Yeah, I don't have the transcript. Yeah, I produced one.
This one I don't have.
It was.
Trying to get it from their court order, but they didn't get it to us.
I haven't seen objections in the deposition, so go ahead.
Thank you.
In this action, are you offering your opinion as to whether or not the scar that you diagnosed was caused by the defendant in this action?
Well, I can't say it was caused by any one person. If you ask me the most logical explanation, it looks like fingernails to me, striking in a downward direction. That's the most plausible example, or the most plausible explanation for the position of the start of the scars, or the higher position of the right scar. It would be by a right-handed person to the patient's left side of their face, which is the right side that we're observing. Starting at the top, they both start at the right level for one being the index finger, one being the middle finger. The middle finger was a little deeper and wider, as it would be on a middle finger. And then the index finger continues on down further than the middle finger starts. So that would be the most plausible explanation for me, given the appearance of the scars and the finding of the scars. That's my opinion.
The only treatment that you provided to Ms. Ellis was 2 sessions of microneedling, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was in 2023?
I'd have to check about the dates, but I believe so.
Microneedling involves the use of a device that looks a little bit like an oversized pen. Is that correct?
Well, pens don't look that way. It has a head on it that reciprocates. It has a motor in it, so it's not really like a pen.
It's something that you hold, cylindrically shaped.
Yeah, you hold it in your hand. Yeah.
And during each of those microneedling sessions, you move that device 5 times across the 2-centimeter area that you're describing as Ellis' scar. Is that correct?
Well, I also did areas to the periphery of that as well. So there was as I explained to you in the deposition, there was, and showed on the photograph, there's a larger area of changes of the skin, which I would characterize as scarring. So I did those areas as well. So it wasn't just on the main scar, it was also on the area to the periphery of that scar.
It was not, the microneedling procedure was not done on the plaintiff's entire face, though, is that correct?
No.
So we have a couple negatives here. Triple. You said it. Triple negative.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's see, I've got it first.
Did you do it over
Yeah, thank you. Did you use the microneedling device on the plaintiff's entire face?
No.
And the actual process of moving the microneedling device across the plaintiff's the scar took you no more than 2 or 3 minutes, is that correct?
Yeah, it's probably a little more, but roughly that.
Neo Surgery Center is your business, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're the sole owner?
The sole owner, yes.
And looking back, this is White Binder Exhibit 1. Turn to page 1.
Yeah, that's my math too. Like less than 10 minutes of work and making $17,000. You know, yeah, just bzz, bzz, bzz. Yeah, like in a microneedler. This is microneedling. This is kind of interesting what they do here. So anyways, here's what microneedling looks like real quick.
Spring is as if turning back the hands of time to prevent or reverse signs of aging or any kind of scarring.
It's almost like the fountain of youth that uses the power of the pen.
Basically, this looks like a fucking tattoo gun.
Skin pin, that is.
Skin pin is a little device. It does quite literally look just like a pen. The cartridge on the end, so once it's put on, we use it just for that one individual treatment, and then it's taken off, disposed of, and when they come back for another one.
Yeah, that looks like a fucking, like, just really goofy tattoo gun. Holy cow.
The one that gets put on. It was the first FDA-approved device. There are 20 sterile needles that are delivered to the skin vertically, completely, not a rolling motion. So it's very clean and safe. But what it does is it reaches the layer of your skin where we are stimulating collagen and elastin. A lot of times we will stimulate that blood flow. We like that. That's a good thing. Kind of use it to our advantage. And when we stimulate the collagen and elastin, it basically throws
$17,000 for this, chat. $17,000 for this shit.
Which binder, blue or white?
White.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what are we looking at? I'm sorry.
This is page 1.
I'm sorry?
Page 1, Exhibit 1-001. Do you see that?
Oh, yes, I see
Queen
that.
says it's $300 in South Korea, yeah.
Did you create this document?
No.
Is it correct that the total amount of charges in this case between you and
Jesus, Brewberries comes in here with her experience working in a doctor's office. I doubt he would have done this himself. One of the nurses probably did it. Oh, damn. Also, Brewberries, I hope you're feeling well. Hope you had some good news lately. Hope you're good to see you, by the way. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. It's not 17,000 unless there's a happy ending. Yeah. Microneedling can save balding men's hair. Not sure though. Mother Oat says, I've done microneedling on my face at Keeler Square. It wasn't painful, very uncomfortable, though I don't want it again. Yeah, it doesn't look fun. It doesn't look fun. It's $30 in Laos. Well, there we go. I've never had a tattoo. I'm a fucking blank skin. I'm a blank skin. I'm not one of you dirty inkies. I'll never be a dirty inky. Thank you very much. You see this? It's blank. So, oh, okay. Well, see, I just got the all clear. Not talking. Well, that's good. Your pancreas is just a cunt. Well, I mean, you're not. At least you're not sick. So, congrats. Get a Clyde tattoo? No. In 10 years, I have a sleeve. I'll be all right. Yeah. So. I'm not paying. See, and that's the thing, though. You guys are paying not to get hepatitis. I don't see the point. So. That's the problem here.
Your neosurgery center is $17,500.
Yes.
And I believe you testified earlier that $1,500 of that amount was for your initial evaluation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That leaves a combined total of $16,000 for the 2 microneedling sessions. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's $8,000 per microneedling session.
Well, it was a surgery done in a surgery center with surgery staff. So it wasn't really a microneedling session. It was a surgery.
I'll move to strike this non-responsive.
This is Dr. Clan. Please disregard the response.
Your fee was $8,000. Scratch that. The combined total was $8,000 per microneedling session. Is that correct?
Do you mean just for the microneedling or for the preparation of the patient and the post-operative care of the patient? I'm not sure. I just don't understand your question.
Are you required to be a board certified plastic surgeon for microneedling?
What kind of microneedling?
Do you recall testifying at your deposition that a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant can perform medical microneedling, the type of procedure that you performed in this instance?
Under certain circumstances and under the supervision of a physician, they would be allowed to perform that. But however, they would not be allowed to perform a surgery independently. So I don't want to conflate the two.
You also testified at your deposition that there's no particular formula that you used to calculate the $16,000 fee. Is that correct?
Well, it's based on my experience as a medical director for 25 years of what the usual and customary fees are for these procedures. So it's not just randomly chosen.
And is your testimony that the fee you charge is usual and customary in this community?
Yes.
You also testified earlier that the plaintiff was charged for your services on a lien basis. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And by lien basis, do you agree that means that if the plaintiff wins this case and is awarded money, you have a right to collect your fees from the award?
Objection misstates the testimony of the witness.
Well, I don't believe that's what happens. I believe the patient owes the money for the services rendered, regardless of the outcome of the case. So it's not just if the patient wins, it's regardless of the outcome of the case.
Has Ms. Ellis paid you for your services today?
No.
That's an answer.
If Ms. Ellis had come to your office as a patient who didn't have a pending lawsuit and had the exact same procedure done and paid for it then, would you have charged less money than you charged in this case?
Well, there were many aspects of her presentation that would not be found in a typical cash-paying patient. For example, the hypersensitivity of her injury and the nature of her scarring. Those wouldn't be typically found in a cash-paying patient. So how can I equate the fees between someone who has injuries versus someone who comes in for cosmetic purposes?
You can't scratch that. Are you saying that there's no possible hypothetical in which the plaintiff could have come in and presented the same injury and not have been involved in a lawsuit and just paid you cash for your services?
Do you mean pay cash or pay cash 3 years later?
Paid cash.
On the spot?
Yeah.
Yes, they would probably have a discount of approximately 20%.
So in other words, you charge 20% more because this was on a win basis.
Yes.
No further questions? Oh, sorry. One second. No further questions.
All right, redirect?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, guys, that's the end of Cross there. Wow. I mean, not as good as the lady getting lit on fire here, but ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. And then Bruberry says, doesn't Clyde have a tattoo on his ear? No, he's got a tattoo down by his legs to show he's been neutered. Although I think it's pretty obvious he's been neutered because you see he's got a wiener and he got no balls. But yeah, he became very testy. Yes. Yeah. I could still snap and erase some errant student loans. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need post-op for microneedling. That's why you're not a scammy doctor like him. You need all kinds of follow-up to make sure everything's okay, infection checks and everything. Maybe you need to do additional stuff like, oh yeah, you got to do all kinds of things. Duh. Not with that attitude though, Stacy. Most impressive, yes. How she paid determines her care needs, yes. Very true. Doctors don't like admitting how they charge. Yep. Very true. Anyways, let's keep going here, guys.
All right. Dr. Mulligan, you testified about the injury being caused by a right-handed person or left-handed person.
Objection, Mr. President, testimony.
Assisting.
Does it? I'll strike that. Could this injury have been caused by a left-handed person?
Objection,
I withdraw the question. In this case, the defendant is a left-handed person. Does that mean that she cannot have caused this injury?
Objection, lax foundation, health speculation.
Counsel asked you whether this injury was caused by a right-handed person. Do you remember the question he asked you?
Yes, sir.
I think he was asking what his testimony was.
Did counsel ask you about your testimony in the deposition that you gave on March 27th of 25?
Yes.
And during that testimony, counsel asked you and showed you a small segment of your deposition where you said that this injury was caused by a right-handed person. Do you remember saying that in your deposition?
I said most likely.
The fact that the person is, well, strike that. For example, I'm left-handed. If I take my right hand and I scratch somebody, is that possible?
Objection, lax foundation, outside the scope.
When you said right-handed person, did you mean that the injury, in your opinion, as an expert, was caused by the right hand?
Objection.
Over.
No.
What did you mean?
Well, if it's on the left side of the face, the most likely explanation is that it was done by the right hand of the perpetrator, for want of a better word.
And
just based on the positioning of one person, assuming one person was in front of the other.
And if you look at the perpetrator there,
objection, Your Honor.
Or I'm sorry, I withdraw that. If you look at the defendant, Cardi B sitting there, she has two hands, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Take a look, doesn't she?
Objection, Your Honor.
Does the defendant have two hands?
You need to wait for the court to rule on the objection. The objection is over.
You can look. Please don't.
Yes, she has 2 hands.
Cardi B, I will represent you as left-handed. In your testimony at the deposition, if you were to take that the way that they want you to take that, it would be impossible for Cardi B to have caused this injury. However, there's no question. The question is this: isn't it true that Cardi B, who is left-handed, could have used her right hand to scratch Emani Ellis on the day of the incident?
Objection, by foundation outside the scope.
What's that, I'm sorry?
That's consistent.
When you testify that it happened by a right-handed person, did you mean that the person actually writes with their right hand?
He said it was most likely caused by. That was his most likely explanation. He didn't say who caused it or how.
When you said most likely caused, did you mean it was caused by someone using their right hand, or the fact that they write with their right hand?
Objection compound.
That's my question.
My apologies. Objection compound by
Oh.
It doesn't matter. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. It's just the left side of the face was scratched.
With the right hand.
Typically, if people are facing each other, it would be the right hand. It's hard to reach across with the left hand unless the person was standing to the side, which may or may not have happened. I don't know.
And in this case, the defendant could have used both of her hands to scratch Emani Ellis if she wanted to. Is that true?
Objection.
He's not a causation expert, I don't think, right?
No. Just,
Okay, so let's stop talking about causation.
okay, sorry. When counsel asked you about microneedling, the fact that it takes 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute, that is the actual time that you're working on the patient's face when you're doing that procedure, correct?
Objection.
Well, not really. Yes, not really at all, because you can't just walk up to somebody and stick a needle in their face. You have to prep them. You have to make sure you're working on the right side of the face. You have to make sure your equipment is there. You have to make sure that the person is calm, that they're numb, that they've been numbed by topical agent, then that they've been numbed by a needle with lidocaine in it, and the patient is comfortable. They're adequately protected against lumps and bumps on the exam room chair. So you can't just walk up to somebody and cut their face. You have to do all this preparation. That's part of the surgery, and as part of the surgery, after the surgery,
You can't cut their face off. Sorry, Chad, I gotta keep doing that.
make sure they don't have an allergic reaction, or they don't have welts resulting, or a burn injury that is incurred. All of those are part of the surgery. It's not just walking up and cutting someone in the face. Yes, the actual pressing of the button might take 3 minutes, but without the proper preparation or the proper follow-up, it's not a surgery.
And in this case, when you saw the patient on the 2 times, on February 20th, 23 and March 20th of 23, you performed surgery on this patient, correct?
Yes.
This was not an outpatient medical. Was this an outpatient? Oh, sorry, I withdraw it. This was an outpatient surgery, right?
Objection. Outside the scope.
Oh.
So a surgery means that you're in an operating room with a certain level of accreditation, and you have a scrum technician, and you have a registered nurse, and you have a doctor. So those are necessary for the procedure to be performed as it is. And that's very different from doing a cosmetic microneedling where the depth is 1/2 of a millimeter, not 2 millimeters. So 1/2 of a millimeter doesn't break the skin. It doesn't draw blood. But when it's 2 millimeters, that's as deep as the microneedling goes. That goes through the dermis and causes blood. So that's very different than a cosmetic microneedling. It's totally different. And it's done in a different setting. So you can't confuse the two. They may be called microneedling, but they're very different. One is a surgery, one is an outpatient procedure done for cosmetic purposes.
And for the 2, if you can look at your exhibit book number 4 in the white binder.
Yes.
4-005 or 4-006. That's a 2-page document which says operative note.
Yes.
And if we go to the one before it, I'll start. When you wrote the operative note, is that the same type of operative note you would write for other types of surgery, such as breast augmentation or nose surgery?
Objection, irrelevant, outside the scope.
And back to the 3-minute question that you were asked earlier. From the 3 minutes, if we were to subtract the 3 minutes out of the whole procedure from the start to finish, how much time elapsed
when Emani Ellis came to your office and left, if you understand the question.
Estimated at 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours?
Yes.
And you were required to use your operating room during those 2 to 3 hours?
Yes, the operating room or the recovery area.
And you used local anesthesia?
Use topical anesthesia first and then local anesthesia.
Okay, and the reason you charge 20% more for patients that are treated on a lean basis, is that because of the fact that you're required to wait for payment?
Objection, lady.
Yes, 3 years. You have to wait 3 years.
Okay, and in this case, not only have you had to wait for 3 years, you also have to suffer the consequences of the fact that the bill was billed $4,000 less, according to your earlier testimony, times 2, correct?
Objection. Foundation.
Earlier, you testified that your bills of $2,500 should have been billed at $6,500. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's my fault. That's my.
And
that's my
if the procedure is going to be done again, or at this time, the same procedure was done, it wouldn't be $6,500, it would be $9,500.
Objection outside the scope.
And at this point, Ms. Emani Ellis owes you $17,500 for the 2 surgeries and the office visit that she had with you and all of the paperwork and reports that you've created related to this case.
I believe so, yes.
Thank you.
All right, recross. All right, any questions from the jury? Want to write those out?
Jury questions, chat. Oh, buddy. Here we go. This could be good. Wow. So the jury questions, well, this is a courtroom where the judge lets the jurors ask questions, which is based. Yeah, you have to charge up your time, and I'm sure that did not turn out that well. So we'll see. Ara says this is her favorite part. Well, that'll be good news. Thank you for sticking around and kind of giving us a little bit of a guiding through this. Michael Gelke saying, I don't think I've seen juror questions before. Not a common thing, but remember, judges have the right to do this. It's not common, but more and more, like there's more judge. It's not that rare. It's just not common. Matt, Brandon Lesko says for $5, what was that picture in the book the good doctor just closed? Your days are numbered. Clyde and I were just curious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's in there. Don't know what's in there. Wait, Brandon, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. Yeah, there were also questions of the Richard Allen trial. Yeah, it just depends on the judges if they have the right to do it or not do it. Let's
Sorry about that. No problem. All right, some of these overlap, and so I'll try and combine them. Did you see any evidence of a scratch on the nose?
No.
Can you
Notice he actually kept on pointing out. I kept on taking hits on the nose. Ooh. Uh-oh.
tell whether the scar that you examined was caused by jewelry?
It could have been. The most likely explanation, given the trajectory, is fingernails, but it could have been jewelry.
All right, can you offer an opinion as to the approximate age on the scar on her left cheek?
It's impossible to know because after roughly a year, the scar is mature. So it really wouldn't change very much. So you can't tell the age of the scar.
You used the term medical necessity, or I think it was asked during a question. What is your definition of medical necessity?
If the patient is likely to derive a benefit from a procedure, then you could say there is medical necessity. If they're likely to derive a benefit from it.
What if it's a bare necessity?
Generally, can a scar form without breaking the skin?
Yes, a scar can form by scrapes or by breaking the skin, either one. But it definitely can occur in superficial scratches.
So the court's going to ask its own follow-up with regard to that. So can you describe how a scar can, or what the difference is between an abrasion and actually breaking the skin?
So the skin has basically the epidermis, which is the recycling layer, and then the dermis, which is the thick layer. Most of the blood supply is in the subdermal plexus, just below the dermis. That's where the main blood supply is. So the bleeding typically happens most when that dermis is completely breached. So a laceration that went all the way through the epidermis to the dermis and down to the subdermal plexus, that would cause a lot of bleeding. But for example, when we harvest skin graft, for example, in a burn patient, we go through the dermis. So we take a thin piece of the dermis and it's a bloodless plane, meaning there's not a lot of bleeding when you go through the superficial dermis. But yet we know that people who donate have a donor area for burns. That area can scar considerably, even though the dermis is never perforated. So yes, a minimal dermal injury may not bleed, but can produce scarring.
I think you identified a scratch and then some additional scratches on the cheek. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is it?
Yeah, I do like that. Well, if it makes me money, and I think Brandon's like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, no, but this is him giving answering questions. This is him being honest, chat. You know, he's looking at the jury and saying,
Let's be honest.
Being very honest.
Your opinion that all of the scratches came from fingernails?
Well, that's the most likely scenario given the patient's history. Could it have been a dwarf with sharp toes who jumped up? Possible, not likely. But it could have been most likely fingernails. But there are many other things that would leave 3 linear marks. But just given the patient's history, that's the most likely scenario.
And I'm going to just rephrase this question. Is it fair to say that when you agree to treat on a lien, you're deferring payment until the resolution of the pending litigation?
Yes. So we defer the patient paying the bill until the case is settled.
But it's fair to say that, at least according to the terms of the lien, that the patient is responsible regardless of the outcome of the litigation?
Yes, the patient is responsible for the bill.
All right, thank you.
So yes, this bitch, he's like, bitch, I'm billing you no matter what. You pay up, bitch. She's like, I don't know about that. And he's like, you're gonna pay. So there we go, chat.
And do you have any follow-ups based on those questions?
Just one, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Do you have any evidence that this scar could be caused by a car accident? Any medical record, anything at all? A car accident.
I agree with all of the questions.
I don't have any evidence, one way or the other.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right, anything from the defense?
Well, I don't believe so. Thank you.
All right, can this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Pinn, if I have another witness to call.
I'm sorry?
Another witness?
Yes. Your Honor, plaintiff is calling Emani Ellis' mother.
What's the next one?
Does she have a name?
Ms. Schmidt, what's the first name?
Yeah.
Leanne Schmidt.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, chat. It is midnight our time, so we're gonna need, so her mom testifies very shortly. Her grandma testifies. Looks like just for a little bit. Then they go on their break. They bring up, it looks like her psychiatrist to come and testify for a bit. And then there's Cardi B. She testifies later today, but we're gonna have to come back to this tomorrow, chat. We are gonna try to catch up with this trial. Remember, they just finished day 2, and we are on day, we're partway through day 2. So, yes, to be fair, you want your surgeon to be a cock-sucking asshole. That's how you know you're in good hands. Well, to an extent, you do. Moon says bad questions. Yeah, well, I mean, they were good questions. Why no criminal charges? Shh. That means it's all bullshit. It does. It does. But I'm sure the defense is saving that till the end. So. Yeah, we all saw the pictures. You took this pro bono until the Cardi trial. Yeah, no. There is, doing this, hoping they get paid is correct. So we'll see. Let's test this theory. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, let's go find some midgets, sir. Sar. Oh. All right, chat. Well, we're going to wrap this up here. And J-Rock says, I'd be shocked if her lawyers didn't beg her to settle. This whole thing is weird. And then David, fellow attorney, hey, what's up? Is saying, I can't believe her lawyers took this to trial. They would have bailed us like years ago instead of throwing good money after bad. Yeah, but they sometimes you end up getting sucked into the case. Sometimes you get sucked into the case. Yeah, I just don't know how this could have worked like this. Are you going to talk about Reggie Jackson on Thursday? Yes. I'm hoping we have some updates by then, but we'll go through the whole setup. But yeah, guys, tomorrow night we will be back at this with Cardi B. We'll probably start a little earlier, maybe around 7. And I think this is really good. Like, I hope you guys like this. If you guys don't like this one, I'm sorry, but I think this actually has a lot going for it. And we'll keep doing it. We're gonna DSP. We need to have support, chat, or we're gonna have to move this to the day stream. Let's paint some shit tonight. No, I gotta be up in the morning. Sorry. That'll be this weekend. We'll probably do Trooper Proctor's administrative hearing. And guys, I think that's interesting because even though it's all Karen Reed, and I get some of you guys are Karen Reed out, these are things that you never get to see. Administrative hearings, things like that, where like the rules are kind of fast and loose, and there aren't really what rules do exist. So I know you guys don't like that, but it's showing you and televising things you'll never get to see. But yeah, it's pretty good. Brandon says, "Can I email you a question on MedMal?" Sure. I mean, I'll advise you however I can. But like I said, guys, this is neat. This is, and I think this is a pretty cool thing. This is a pretty cool thing. Territory says, is this the Adelson stream? I've heard that's actually pretty good trial too. So Brad says this case is about a 5 on the scale. So you just had to get past all the judgments of the characters. Yeah. So there you go. All right, chat. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We will keep going with this. Like I said, this is pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. And I will talk to you later, chat. And just remember, until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty. Unless, Cardi B, I'm going to say it. She didn't do this. I don't see how the hell they could prove this. So we'll see. Good night, chat. And I will talk to you guys later.
smithing and models of planes, esoteric works and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the